Hello, and we are live. Today, I'll be continuing the coin grind. I'm sure most of us are already worn down by now, but... Oh, hey Wendy, you're rather early and instant. What's so dismal? My late response? Nah. I like to lead in my streams with a bit of just music only. But yeah, let us look at our drinks and our coin total before we begin. Hey Zeno, nice to see you again. We are gonna have a splendid old time grinding. Your emote, well, that's just the experience for grinding in general. So that's me, the entire process. Even though I'm doing this for volitionally, it's suffering until the end. All right, so we have 67 majors and 90 drinks, and we have 24.6 million. So at this rate, from what I've been grinding, it seems that I get about 24 million a run. So this is bound to double around that much, I think, by the end of this stream, which is going to be 3 hours from now. Let's just close this intro thingy, and then we can begin. Let's see. We all collectively tanked a Nero quiz this morning. Yeah, I saw on Twitter you were thinking about that. So I'm spending my afternoon plus evening enjoying myself in more ways than one, I'm sure. But yeah, you time for sure. Yo, Prisma, good to see you again, good to see you. Let us, reluctantly resume this grind. Because if we didn't resume this grind, then this truly would be a dead period. We should enjoy it while we can before we start complaining that there is no coin to be had with all the seeds we get in the future. With that said, this enthusiasm will probably be even much further dwindled by the time I do it next week. Next weekend should be the last coin stream, and then we might have new semester units again. So with that said, let us begin our first run. But yeah, good to see you all hopping on instantly in this very sudden stream. I don't generally like to set in advance streams on Fridays, EST, aka my time, because I actually have 2 meetings during this time. So the only ways I can actually do these streams is if I squeeze it in between both my meetings, which I'd rather not, signal to everyone ahead of time. That would be somewhat irresponsible of me. Who the heck is I'm Lonely? I'm actually not sure. It might be a Savi, but one of them changed names a while ago, and I'm just picking them because they're at the closest to the top when I sort it in that way. That's Deddy. Oh, poor Deddy. Lots of sad white arrows going on. Because I'm pretty sure it's Zavia. I suspected Zavia because this was I'm so sad on Discord. Like, what are y'all drinking? Need to drink some more happy juice. But hello, Rawson. Nice to see you again. Let's resume this grind. Oh no, sad music's already playing. Too appropriate for what we were just talking about. Rip FP LOL. I mean, there's like a shitload of other ones I could have picked. It's really just chance at this point. I am debating which to seed next most of the time. Just favorites or event variants, and some have blossoms. Yeah, I'm somewhat approaching the point where if I do decide to seed someone, it's gonna be someone I'm not fully sure about. I know I've done that before with Horace and Jean, which I kind of just abandoned ship halfway through in the middle of seeding them because better units came by. But yeah, it's tough. Yeah, look at all these lucky cats and all of them are like responsible too. They all have max level AR level 100, so there's like no difference among them. So it's like not really a choice at this point. It's just whoever I see and whichever is least prone to misclicking or misselecting, I suppose.
I have a control.
But yeah, speaking of new semester, whoops, Sacred Artifact level 77 on yours. Yep. I'm making my way up as soon as this campaign is over. I'm planning to just up all my FP again on the ally gacha. Not that it matters. One day it'll matter when charge skill evos happen. I'm banking on it. When charge skill evos happen, they're gonna make it like you get more coin depending on the sacred artifact. It's gonna happen. Just watch. Or at least I really hope it happens, because otherwise it's almost really depressing how easily it is to get multiple lucky cats, and that has no purpose to it. Don't you mean who is most deserving of your FP? Also, hello. Hey, Zalgus, nice to see you. Also, I skipped Sartox because he didn't show in there for some reason, but hey, Sartox, nice to see you. Yeah, it's... Who's most deserving is who happens to be in the spot that I will most, or least likely to misselect the wrong one. So it's like not really a high barrier to be the most deserving, but it's also not really something you can plan for. Someone has a level seeded lucky cat in my friends list, still low HP. Ironically enough, the way I sort my lucky cats for selection, it would be the one with the smallest level that would get picked the most, because it's sorted by reverse level, I'm pretty sure. I didn't level max nor skill max my lucky cat. Hey, Diane, Lilene. I actually used one of your videos in my shorts, so thank you for that, because no one else really had footage of the coin dungeon, so I happened to do that for the news a bit for that. People hungry for FP. Well, you know, it's if we didn't hunger for FP, then there's not really much else we could do with like all those bonuses, ARs. So, you know, it's like we all pretend to actually care about FP, especially me. I actually care about them. I want to max them, you know, for like my own personal goal of maxing the sacred artifact level of all my mobs. Anyways, I might be mumbling a bit now because holy shit, I've been talking consecutively for a while. But let me review this. Yeah, level seeded is not the best, but Diane, let me just say that. Diane Elan, yeah, I'll go with that. Yeah, yours will probably be most likely to be picked by mine if I actually added you. Because it's like the Lucky Cat actually has their bonus of coins even at their base limit break stage, and it doesn't depend on the skill level. So the lower the better, to be honest. Of course, you still need to max your coin AR. But yeah, thank you all for joining. Diane Lynn, Rawson, Zalgas, Wendy, Sartox, and Azinu, and Prisma, of course. Prisma. Dan, you can have my Spawner's friends out. Well, that's fine. I got plenty of people who would like to use my support instead. But what was I saying? Oh yeah, before I ended up reading a list of comments there, I actually did see, in reference to when I was mentioning earlier, the next thing after this might be new semester. I actually did see a list of units that might be in the next new semester batch. I can't remember all of them, but for those that did the Ryota, what's it called, dungeon memories, who saw me play that or did it themselves, there is supposedly going to be a Easterfield released, or at least that's one possibility. So he's like a unit that I've never heard of, and is actually first introduced in those dungeon memories, not even the main story. And then there's Hecate, which you might have seen from the Twitter screenshots of the newer chapters, is just like some girl, and some Hakenchis that are unspecified, and then I can't remember the rest. Oh yeah, there's gonna be apparently some character based off of that guy that did the Turing test. Alan Turing. I'm not sure how he relates so mythologically, but yeah. My name is a mix between Dylan and Daniel. Diane, I mean, not the easiest to pronounce either. Thanks for including my vid. I have a delay on my connection. Sorry for the late replies. Well, you know, it's not, no worries, we got plenty of time to reply. I tried to set it to the highest setting in terms of response time for my streams, but that's still, there's still a delay either way, as with every stream. You just don't notice it for every other stream because, you know, usually there's just a bunch of people talking and then, like, the streamer just responds whenever they want. But in reality, there's always at least maybe 5 seconds between when you first type it and whenever it shows up on stream. So it's not entirely your fault in your setup. There's a good chance it's actually just the way YouTube processes comments. I did not spoil you, but now I can say some interest me in Enigma and Hecate. Yeah, I think Enigma is the one based off of Alan Turing. I think they have art of it already, but those are the most I know in terms of what could be happening in new semester next time. No, I guess these are kind of spoilers, but personally, these aren't spoilers that I personally care about. They're just, character existences. Nothing about the story, actually. Daniel, like Nian? Daniel? Oh, don't make me so. R always has mega latency anyways. Squinting. I do my best to... I upgraded my entire computer setup so that I would minimize it, so... it's no longer on me. Unless I get a supercomputer next, but yeah, let's try to upgrade other things before I resort to that. What's this? A coin stream? Yes, out of nowhere, out of the blue. Also, I know what's happening in new semester during Enigma. Apparently, everyone knows that already. What the heck? Okay, I thought I was, dropping the mic and giving some interesting new tidbits, but apparently everyone and their mama has already heard that. But welcome, Jared Boy Bear, to another coin stream. No, Turing is based on Alan Turing, Enigma is an Enigma. Okay, so they are two separate units, Turing versus Enigma. Thank you for apparently ruining my, giddiness about, ooh, I know this thing, and then everyone just knows already. Whatever. I don't indulge in spoilers anyways, for obvious reasons, but when it comes to character kits and just, looking at them, it's fine for me because, you're gonna see them in art anyways. And I'm always interested in kits. That's not really a spoiler in itself, since, it's not really part of the story. There was the hint recently. I'm grinding with my coin team now too. Oh yeah, the hints are still done in the server, aren't they? Yeah, I used to, back in the day when, there wasn't even a spoiler channel, I used to participate in, the Samo chord hints of what were the next units gonna be. But for me, ever since they split the spoiler channels, they also put gameplay spoilers and things like that there. And so I kind of just miss out on those kind of hints now, which is fine, because I could live without being spoiled though. Currently up to 38 million. Very nice. I made a lot more than this so far, but I also blew up a shitload of coin lately too. Spending whatever remaining seed I had, plus spending a bunch on my skill soul grinding, which I have not been actually streaming because no one else is going to be grinding for souls. Enigma is Turing's cyberspace avatar / AI creation. So are they gonna be like a Hephaestus Talus deal? I don't know. It's not part of the story until it is, and then there are pointless immunities for effects. right. I mean, they used to be kind of stupid initially when they did lore effects, but lately I think the lore abilities seem to be pretty actually useful nowadays. Like with Sandayu being immune to being immobilized because I guess he can split himself. Obviously that's an extremely strong effect in terms of just resisting every single status that prevents him from moving. I can't decide who I want to seed. Well, what they say, seed your faves. But if you run out of faves, then seed who's practical is my next advice, who you end up using most. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean the strongest units, because sometimes you only use the strongest units in challenge quests. They're still good picks. However, I would prioritize units that you grind with. So, the units that you may want to seed is Night Ghost Kurgani, although, as you can see with the Kushi Labe, Beast Tamer, 5-star freebie AR, you don't actually need to seed him to get max rate as long as you get that glint. But it might be a choice if you don't have that fully maxed yet, or if you, want to have slightly faster runs. That's what I'm considering, honestly. Because if you don't bring the AR, then that's a bit of time cut off in terms of now you're not activating glint every phase start. But more seriously, you may also want to consider seeding units like a Christmas Nomad for grinding other things that are in tall naps, or Ryota for more reliable phase start charge setups to blow up the entire map. And there's Kengo for just your general like first time attempt to challenge clear, for just doing insane damage or not dying ever. I have the fully maxed Kool-Aid Bear and currently using it. Yeah, so you don't need to seed what's his face, Kodogan anymore. But you know, there are some other cases where you'd want to, like, you know, I've seeded Christmas Ryota since his massive CP boost isn't actually guaranteed. So that's one of the most quintessential cases. Liananchi is also one of the best units to fully seed, because if you're going to be constantly spamming her, all of her damage buffs pretty much are all at 90%, so it's like you want it to be guaranteed always if you're actually going to be spamming her. I don't have Christmas Nomad or Christmas Ryota. That Kengo is already maxed. I see.
I have control.
Well, you might want to consider Lianan then, although you know she's not quite as relevant since there's a lot of other units that can get the same job done. Like I hear a lot of people are liking Alp now, although I still don't like his build-up, not being guaranteed on turn 1. My personal thing that I decide that I'm not sure exactly if some other people would go along with would be seeding mentors, because I actually do mentor runs. If you do mentor runs too, that is try to level units as fast as possible by bringing as much mentors. Obviously, bringing 3 stars isn't the easiest to clear dungeons with, but doing so rewards you greatly, especially if you bring everyone. So the ones I would recommend seeding, skill seeding in that case, not level seeding. I don't really care about level seeding mentors. I'd recommend skill seeding Kruznik, because his his combo on phase start isn't guaranteed. It's 90% only. I'd also recommend skill seeding Avargo, because his evasion on phase start is extremely helpful, but it is also only 90%. Level and attack seeded Lianan Puck. I actually just gave up on like stat seeding Lianan, because like this is actually pointless. I'm gonna go seed someone else. If you mean a stat seed, really just seed anyone. It doesn't even matter at that point. Just your general damage dealers, even ones you find vaguely useful that you might not be using, because there's plenty of attack and HP seeds that gives a lot more than level and skill seeds anyways. I guess I can skill seed Lianan for dungeons, since I still use her with the seeded 4-star Yasuari. Yeah, that could help. With the all range charge, as well as just making sure that he has enough damage to wipe everyone. Side grades are like Mephistopheles. Yeah, well, I would still say that Lianan is straight up better than Mephistopheles, but that's just me. HPC can help add to, some bulk for her. Yeah, but do you really want her to survive more? Because from what I see, her surviving longer is more of a con than a pro, with everyone doing those 100 turn runs of her being the only survivor left. She's actually quite tanky for herself, because she just resists debuffs and like heals herself an okay amount, and can evade decently too. Also, she has like a massive amount of HP. So, you know, decent tank for someone who doesn't even have any defense buffs or damage mitigation to the enemies. Past HP seeded Lianan says, Kawaii! Kill me. I have Yoritomo from the free ticket they gave us. I guess him. Yeah, Yoritomo is an excellent choice, because his limit is only 90%, and he's one of the few units that can give 2 damage buffs without really even trying, just sitting there. So, you know, damage buffers without moving, very good. Also, new semester might have a character I want who's been in the jail for a while. Yeah, that's true. There's incentive to start saving your seeds now too. for that express purpose of seeding the new semester units. With that said, you know, what's it called? If you have targets that you still want to seed right now, then, you know, there's not really any reason to save for the new semester units, since it's like they'll be both seeding at that point. We're seeding at that point, and then you could just get more seed later for both. But yeah, Yoritomo is a good choice. Fushi for the same reason. Fushi's concentration is also 90% only. He also has that, you know, non-obstruct weakening, which makes him extremely powerful. Giving, like, an enemy, the enemy's like a crit level defense debuff. So yeah, there's a number of choices, and like, you know, as long as you're grinding coin like me, then yeah, it sucks if you pick the wrong unit seed and you back off later, but there's just gonna be more units later on, more seeds later on, more coins later on, so it's just part of the game at that point, you know, calculated expenses and all that. Of course, you could do the other thing, which most people do, which is just hoard your seed and hoard your coin and do nothing with it and wait for a unit to come out, and then they never ever come out, except for like maybe 5 years later, if you're lucky. But at that point, you're not even playing the game. I struggle to decide between Fushi or Yoritomo for my rainbow ticket. Oh, they're both good choices. Or hoard it due to general apathy. Well, you know, apathy is definitely a detriment in this game in terms of just motivating yourself to be interested enough to play this game. For me, I love the game, but, you know, there comes moments of apathy. I try to engage myself to be interested. You know, like these videos, if I didn't make them, if I didn't stream these things, I would probably be much like everyone else in terms of just not really caring about logging in every day, not having as much fun and all that. So I try to make my fun where I can with this game. But between Fushi and Yoritomo, they're both good choices, although, you know, again, if you're asking my personal recommendation, it would be dead if you don't already have them, but that's just because they do mentor runs. But between Fushi and Yoritomo, either are good choices, honestly. They're like slightly different use cases between map sizes for them, but you can't go wrong with either. Me, regretting skill seeding Christmas Tetsuya now because I rarely use them. I mean, I skill seeded a lot of winners that I still use, but then I've also skill seeded units like Housamo, which is, I never use him anymore, sadly. He was my first all-range charger, and he was kind of like one of the only ones back then too. That was actually just one of the only ones flat out. So it was worth it at the time. The thing is, I don't really regret seeing Housamo because he was worth it at the time, and I had a good amount of use for him at the time. So as long as you had good use with him at the time, even if you stop using them in the future, it's fine. You'll get more seed, you'll get more coin later. Hoarding coins, you are talking about me. I'm talking about a lot of people, don't worry. I'm not calling you out specifically. I chose Yoritomo because he's got Valentine Kenko synergy. Very nice, that's true. I'd rather skill seed Daikoku. Daikoku is also a good choice to skill seed because I believe he has some 90% rates too with his defense up or protection. I forget which. It might be protection. It's also his CP, which is like really good. He gives like 24 CP every time he misses, but you know, with a bit of RNG is 25. And then that means he gives around 50 CP if he, like, you know, has combo, and if you have two of them, then you can get 100 CP every turn, which is quite frankly ridiculous. But you know, that only happens if he actually activates it successfully each time. So Daikoku, I'd say, is one of the more worth it units to skill seed if you're actually playing with that strategy. Most of the time, I only skill seed up to 5. That sounds like cowardice. I don't know. Like, in practice, I'm sure it's fine, but like, if you're grinding, this is why I say the best units to seed aren't necessarily, you know, the strongest, but it's the ones you're gonna be grinding with the most, because if you grind the most, then that just if they have some small fail rate, that just amplifies the number of fails to like, if you're gonna be grinding for 3 hours, for example, from like 1 every 10 minutes to suddenly you're doing like 18 errors in total, which is like kind of miserable when it happens. So yeah, just erase those things for units that you plan on grinding with, but otherwise I guess 5 might be okay. Kind of, not satisfying, but that's just more of an aesthetic reason than anything. So to sort of invert our previous discussion, what's a unit you don't want to have an alt or AR? Now I want all of them to have an alt or AR, except for Seth. But other than that, yeah, anyone's good. The only reason I don't want Seth is because Seth has had enough attention, okay? Like, Seth can go and stay go. But other than that, anyone's free game, it's fine. Oh yeah, and no Bale too either, please. It bumps his face start curse up to 100 on his ult too. Whose ult? I'm already forgetting which we were talking about. Daikoku. Yeah, I guess. But who actually uses Daikoku to attack? 2 skill seeds for me. That is definitely something. At that point, you don't even need to really grind coin at all. His defense up is like 36%. I wish it were 90%. That would be absurd defense up. Protection is allies 90%, itself is 80%. 90% is ridiculously good, and that I believe that rate is actually still true for his 3-star. That's what makes him, quite good to see no matter what rarity you have of him. And his defense up, it's fine as 36% because it's like it's gonna last for 4 turns, and you're still getting defense, protection rather. So it's fine, I think. Defense up's like a bonus that makes it even cheesier. Only Seth exists. Yeah, but take good say. Waga Tsui Yont. Please do not. But yeah, no, I'm not. Besides Seth, just because of like overexposure, I'm not really picky or hating or disliking or someone who finds controversies within units. I'm just like all of them are fine. Everyone gets their piece, and I think that's what I love about Housamo. It's like, whether you have strong opinions about some units or like absolutely loves some other units, Housamo usually gives everyone their fair screen time because one man's treasure is another man's trash, or vice versa. I'm pretty sure I should have said it in reverse, but it's too late now. It's too late. New Seth Master cancelled. Bale will get the spotlight in Rulemaker's chapters. I have many favorites there for seeds spreaded. Well, if that happens, be sure to finish skill seeding them at that point. I'm sure it'll be even more worth it then. I believe Bale would also be worth it. I think his buff reversal might only be 9%. One of those things is only 9%. So there's a lot of units that, if you see 9%, you should start considering if they're good for seeding because quite likely LifeWonders designed them to be really good when you give them all of your seeds.
I have control.
I'm just like looking at my frame rate of the game right now, and even on my phone it's a bit not buttery smooth. What's up with that? So that will translate to this stream as even less smooth, unfortunately. Sometimes my game gets long and like looks like 120 frames per second, and then other times it's just like slideshow level. Seth is one of my faves, but I don't know when to use his Valentine range. That's the thing, Dianolin. You don't. It's like he does good late turn damage, but most interesting strategy and most the better strategies, there's usually a way to do it quickly. And if there's a way to do it quickly, then why settle for doing it finishing the battle late? So, late damage healing is kind of a weird paradigm to have. It's better for strategies where, you're tanking, but there's a bit of an irony there at that point where you're tanking, but then you want more damage later. I also use him for low skill rates like Lord, Charge Skill, Weapon Change, or Nomad. Yeah, those definitely help. For things that you reroll. I can't deny that. I think the biggest impact... there's like a different kind of effect when it comes to if you skill see them when they're at high rate versus low rate, and when it's mid rate. I think the mid rate like makes it so that like if they're near the middle of the rate skills, it's kind of actually the best kind of effect in terms of increasing the amount of successes. But if you do it like near like the top range when it's 9% to 100%, that like minimizes the amount of failures, which is kind of like saying the same thing but almost not. I don't know how. I don't know. There's like a slight difference between the two. But either way, even if it is a good choice to rate up those super low rate things, I don't generally play strategies that rely on super low rate things, so I don't really, you know, see based on that. Nomad is a low skill rate? Which one? I don't remember. LMAO, anything that's not his Christmas friend. Does he have like Berserk or something if he gets it? I forget. It feels good if low skill rate hits, skills hit more. Well, you know, if you actually constantly rely on it, I guess it's fine, but like, I pretty much try to cut for my life any reliance on skill rates. Just kidding, I generally don't know his other rates. Well, he's like a Berserker. He's not a Berserker, actually. He's a... Actually, he is. It's like, I don't know. I sometimes get confused by Nomad because he works at pretty much in every guild. But yeah, he's a Berserker, so he might have that Berserker skill at low rate of where he... If he gets hit, he gets CP or some shit like that. He might also have that Avenger skill, where if he gets hit, he gets a... like Rage Plus and Rage Plus Plus, depending on the evo. Well, not Rage Plus Plus, Avenger Plus Plus.
I have got tied up.
Yeah, that and like the annoying self knockback. I'm pretty sure that's guaranteed, so it's not gonna be affected by skill rate anyways. Blink Shepherd is only 28% on Nomad and Euro. What does that do? Is that the one where you get evasion after you move? Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's the effect. It's good for like cheesy moments like that, but I wouldn't say it's something you're relying on. It's just for clutch things, but you don't plan for clutch, right? It's like clutch is only good when things are going south utterly. Evade when attacking and limit when move. Thank you, thank you. All of you seem to know your stuff. I have not really. I don't know, I talked about these EVs before, but it's been so long, and I don't really use units with that ability, so it's been too long. Evasion on attack, I see, so not one moving. I guess that'd be more useful in Jarl than with his magic range. But yeah, there's plenty of units to consider for skill seeding. Nah, I'm just looking at my up. Oh, okay. Fair enough, fair enough. If you have the resources, use them. I'm using Christmas Nomad on to grind coins. Yeah, that's one of the two choices you should definitely rely on in terms of just units that complete replay as it. The other being Kurugani, as you've all been seeing here all this time, but yeah, Christmas Nomad just gives everyone like a crit level amount of damage buffs, and also just completely ignores evasion for himself as well as everyone else. The only problem with him is his own personal damage isn't that amazing. I find myself needing like one extra damage buff in order to handle like other dailies, like the soul trainings or skill trainings. But for coin scuffles, I think his personal damage might be enough without another buff. You know, last tip variant for Entertainer's event. That could be good. At least to clarify what the hell the Entertainers are. They're just kind of randomly always there for 2 seconds. Kind of like the Wise One. Except the Wise One actually had like some cool screen time near the end of Chapter 8, right? But then you have guilds like the Entertainers that kind of show up for 3 seconds between scenes, and it's like, oh yeah, we're mysterious, and we do like gigantic shit posts for the game, and then they fall out of relevance instantly. And then they have some kind of connection with the game masters too, which is like, I don't know what's up with that. I'm kind of surprised they haven't done a unit that has before, when, and after attacking / receiving damage effects in the same kit. There's no such thing as what's called before attacking abilities right now. There is when attacking, which actually, never mind. When attacking is identical to before attacking, so that was my fault. But yeah, the wiki says when attacking and the game says when attacking, but that's kind of just silly because it really means before attacking. The effects are applied before damage happens. And after attacking is just what it says on the kit. So there's a few that actually have both at that point. Receiving damage effect in the same kit, so I would say there's a number of the units like that. Entertainers are that one guild who's meant to be very mysterious. Heck yeah, Scrum Debate. Yeah, everyone loves this song. And being mysterious is one way to put it. They seem more like, how do I put it? If you ever done Danganronpa, all their scenes kind of seems like Monokuma Theater stuff. It's like, hey, we're here doing completely irrelevant shit, and then we're gonna laugh at what's happening, and then, okay, bye, next scene. That's how it feels like whenever I see the Entertainers. My pleb unawareness of Dangan content. You can just go watch it on YouTube now. You don't even need to buy it. I mean, you should buy it, but like, honestly, it's like, choose the way you want to consume it. There's so many ways you could do it now. Unnecessary obtuse is a bit on the nose. Yeah, that is the Entertainers. They seem like a bunch of trolls. Well, you know, Neuralaz being a key, example of that. Neuralaz, is he part of? He's not part of the Entertainers, right? And yet he seems to have some connection with Christine. Or is he part of the Entertainers? I don't know. I forgot what Neuralaz's association is. He's definitely part of the Missionaries, but I don't know if he's part of the Entertainers as well. Is that even allowed to be part of more than one guild? I mean, actually, never mind. Just plenty of people like that. That's cheating! I have no desire to, my dude, but more power to you. That is very, very unfortunate. Oh, if only I could have made 100 friends. That's a Danganronpa reference also, but you could now if you played it. And I love Danganronpa, yeah, for sure. He's technically missionaries who seems to have some weird interactions and alliances. I mean, he has a direct connection with the old ones, which makes sense, because that's just where he's from, and he loves his father as his thoughts. But in terms of his connection with the Entertainers, it was a bit weird. I don't know. He was just kind of there in Chapter 4, causing mayhem, and then talking with Christine, and then some shit happened, and then everything went back to normal for some reason. I really, really need to review Chapter 4 again. He's part of the entertainers. Alright, nice to see confirmation. Korekio's a personality type and we'll definitely see in a world rep. Looks at Fushi. Yeah, Korekio is a ride and a half.
I have control. Tied up.
Yo, Panda Boy, nice to see ya. Cute little emoji there. Niall has multiple guild alliances because his clones are members. Other transients are spies like Sanat. Sanat. I mean, Sanat is just straight up like a spy in terms of being part of the invaders, but also being part of the game masters. But I don't get the impression that Niall is part of the game masters, so he has no real reason of being a spy in that. He's not part of the 3 tree guilds either, so in any sense, I'm pretty sure. So yeah, I don't see him really being a spy like that. I don't even see him being, smart enough to be a spy, to be frank. Do you think that the banner from 5 days ago is good? Which banner from 5 days ago? I'm pretty sure all the banners that are out right now we received much longer than 5 days ago. If you mean the one featuring Anvari, I'd say if you don't have Anvari, I'd suggest you do it because Anvari is one of those must-have units. Like, even though you don't see me playing with him per se here, he's in my team because he gives that coin receipt. He's like saying Yaha right now. Yaha! Please pull me! So there's my opinion. Are the Game Masters even a guild? That is a good question. It's like strongly implied they kind of are. They're in a group, right? And then, I don't know. But it's also kind of, you think they'd have a special place away from a guild because they actually invented the entire game. So it'd be a bit peculiar to just publicize themselves like that, their existence, as, one of equal footing to every other guild. So they might not necessarily be a regular guild, but I do think they are a guild. Because the primary evidence would be Alice's communities. It originally said her listed guild was just, frankly, the Game Masters. It was kind of unequivocal about that. They definitely get grouped as one, but they seem like at the same time to be a stage higher. Do you mean the Game Masters and the entertainers? I think it's just the personal relationship between Christine and Alice, in terms of their connection. But I don't know, maybe there's some stuff with Christine in general with all of the Game Masters. They do seem to have some kind of cooperation happening there. They are probably a guild out of formality, perhaps. But yeah, besides Anvari, I don't really think the rest of the units are that amazing to be pulling for, but it's up to you if you like the units. There's Ikutoshi, Pollux, and Oniwaka. I don't even know why Oniwaka's there. He's not even part of the Berserkers. Like, he wasn't in the beginning, but he clearly left very early on. And that'd be like saying Kirito is part of the Genociders. Like, he should not be there. From Kanan, the Tower of Bibo is their base, and it is unaffected by loops, but their members need immortality to keep watching the game. I didn't really get the impression it was their base. I thought he kind of just snuck in there, but what's it called? Bail, that is. The members need immortality to keep watching the game. Now, that's a huge inference I didn't get from Kanan, so I guess it's possible, but it's also just like, there's not any evidence to suggest that is the case too. I feel like I don't know what you are talking about. I confused. Cute Doggy Boys is all I know, plus all of Chapter 1. Maybe read past Chapter 1 if you want to understand, because we have been definitely talking about Chapter 4 and several other events. Yeah, if you're only at Chapter 1, that's a problem. not to mention, there's a bunch of features you're locked out of until you like actually continue playing the game. So, yeah, please, please go ahead and read the rest of chapters. Not just to understand the story, but to unlock things like your guild, the guild rewards from there, the dungeons, all sorts of things, honestly. But isn't it forbidden to set foot into the Tower of Babel, at least until the time is right? I don't know. We kind of just walked in without problem. And then that led to the events of Conan. Cute doggies. Not all of them are dogs. Some of them are bears. Some of them are like whatever T-Fun is. There's a few scalies. And there's like an equal amount of humans to all of that. Well, roughly. Just given the fact that MC can enter, I assume that it's a type of records archive for the main character. I mean, what entailed in Conan wasn't a memory of what's called him being there before. It was just him doing things brand new there. I think the Tower of Babel is just a miss right now. Personally, to me, there's not enough evidence to really say what it is either way. It's just that thing we ran into that one time, and then we learned that the Tower of Babel was like the bridge between worlds, including worlds that aren't participating, not one of the 23. And then we also see that beneath the Tower of Babel, which is looking at memories related to, Clash Quest and all that. I don't know what that's about, but it's heavily tied to memories. In a sense, it's kind of like a dungeon in itself. But yeah, I don't know. It doesn't seem to be just tied to what's relevant to the game. Didn't the Efkare event feature Yuji, the hero, touching the tower, sparked an apocalypse? And I mean like the refrain quests. The refrain quests, I don't know what their deal is. They're kind of just like we're facing these world reps again for some reason. And then we get like a copy of ourselves. Hit me! But in terms of the apocalypse thing, yeah, I'm not sure what even happened in that story. If you saw my playthrough of that, I was like super mega confused of like what the fuck was happening near the end. It was like he came from another timeline or some shit like that, a different Tokyo. You should become a VTuber, or not, I don't care. No, I saw your comment about that earlier, and honestly, before you even mentioned it, a long time ago I considered doing it. Although I looked up how you do it, it's not a simple process, and in some avenues it's also not cheap. And also, you still need to draw something in the end, and I'm not an illustrator. And I don't really have a strong idea of what I would want it to be my VTuber model anyways. Probably just my icon in that case, but like, I don't know. It's like a lot to think about. I'm thirsty for some poison milk. I do not have to respond to that. Hey, it's Jello! Jello. I saw your random ass friend request, and then you didn't reply to me. Then again, I was in the middle of the night. So I accepted your friend request because I actually know you, so I'm counting on you to keep up good support units, and if not, to at least use my my support units to give me those friendship points, those ally points. It could illustrate... I'm not sure what you're saying there. I would not recommend drinking poison milk. I think they were volunteering to design a VTuber model for you. Oh, I probably would need to get to know you better before I would accept something like that. And also, even if you did design it, I would still need the actual app to design it, and I'm pretty sure they're not free, and... Anyway, it's something in my mind, it's just not something that is my priority right now, so it's not something I'm dismissing outright, but it's just not in the forefront in terms of what I want to do. I know there's like lots of Housamo tubers out there already that do use VTuber models. So, there's a precedent for it, but they're all Japanese, so they seem familiar with it. I don't know how to go about doing it myself. Unless it's War Mooman, then worth it.
準備は大丈夫かい後輩か
I mean, if you're into male lactation, then sure. If Jello wants poison milk, they should use my support, not yours. What the heck? Oh yeah, you have a fully seated Shenong, don't you? I think that's Archie, but I'm pretty sure you have it too. I don't even have Shenong, so it's not an option for me. I call you Aratunis. I'm not sure what that means, but whatever floats your boat.
合体だいけ
Yeah, 85 and attack blossomed. Sacred Artifact 21, baby.
はい合体だ
Yeah, but who used Shenong more? Just kidding, I use Shenong sometimes. I actually used him for the Christmas event where you needed wood units on me. I use Shenong support for my Kalki. I just use Kotaro if I need to blow everything up, so not really in big need of Shenong. But that's it, Shenong's all range damage is kind of ridiculous. As you saw in one of my videos, it's so high it can just pierce evasion. Well, not even pierce evasion, it just out damages the damage reduction. Prize in 4-star Shenong.
笑いが止まらんぜ
Well, there's a number of options you can use for debuffers now. Yeah, I really enjoy doing that is, yeah. Honestly, still really love this track. Yeah, it's very energetic and just it still has that unique thing of being one of the very few voiced music tracks in the game. And not only voiced, but like by an actual in-game character. Like you have things like Fashionista, but it's just like, you know, random undecipherable English being spoken by some character we don't know. Some person. And you also have Halloween Police's battle theme, which is a rap sample, which is pretty cool in itself. But that's also just like, you know, it's a sample of a character that's not actually in the game. So there's a lot more of a personal connection in this one, I'd say, which makes it special in that way. It's so stupid, but I appreciate it. Wow, I can't believe you'd say this about a little someone. Canceling on Twitter right now. I support you becoming a VTuber. You more than support. That seems like you want to encourage it, but yeah, like I've been saying, it's just in my mind, just not exactly an easy thing to do. Are you singing the Solomon theme right now? Appears in skimpy outfit and flashing lights. I don't know how to react to that. I imagine Archie sing in her event battle music. You mean Arachne? I would hope it's not Archie's voice there. I mean, I don't think Arachne speaks English, so I doubt that would be her. Because it is definitely in English, just really undecipherable English. There are lyrics for Fashionista. It's just been a while since we've heard it. I don't know why people are keen on the lyrics. At one point in the Sam Accord, someone randomly messaged me, "Yo, Arathan, can you give me the lyrics?" I'm like, why would you assume I have it? What the fuck? I spent the rest of that afternoon just trying to understand what the fuck they were saying in the lyrics, and then I gave those lyrics. So, if you're talking about those lyrics, that was just my best guess. No, Fashionista music, LMAO, yeah. Archie Sama OMG. Yeah, let's pray for one day he'll stream his wonderful vocals. Yes, sir, I misspelled her name quite significantly. But yeah, it's unlikely to be her since she doesn't seem to speak English. What you're thinking of. I love to watch you dance. And why did you suddenly disappear? Don't you know what you missed? Oh, you're talking about the lyrics right now. Yeah, there's something like that. But they're like not really meant to be sung, you know? It's just something you're supposed to hear in the background while shopping. I think I'll stop at a 280 and hop off. 280 what? You mean 280 million? How far are you already? Holy hot damn. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba-ba. Yes, that's exactly how the fashionista lyrics goes. At 277. Then you should be probably hopping off in like maybe 10-ish minutes. I think that's roughly about the amount of time. Let's see. If it takes me... If I get 24 million over 3 hours, and you're roughly trying to get like 2.4 million, a bit more than that, honestly, but... then if we divide 180 minutes by 10, it should be 18 minutes. Yeah, so you should be off in around 20 minutes then. Fashionista music. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. I'm loving. Wait, did that just go into the McDonald's scene? What the fuck? Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. What the fuck? I'm just giving a rough approximation, so it's actually gonna be off in the next video. Well, you know, thanks for joining for what little you can. It is always nice to have you in chat. I have an Arachne meme of her holding McDonald's. I think I might have seen that. Well, you know, there's a lot of McDonald's memes out there. Pretty sure I saw a few with Nomad and Chernobog too. Duty calls. It's a night for inexorable intoxication and gaming. Speaking of inexorable, the most inexplicable thing is sometimes listening to your phrasing. Shaking my head, you're just slow. I mean, yeah, but that's besides the point. Also, I kind of hate the gaming pun. It's just like, you can't even audibly hear the difference, you just have to see it. And it's also just like, I don't know about that. But, like, can you really put an orientation to just the experience of Tap being Korg on his face over and over again for 3 hours? My goal is to use up all stamina drinks, currently at 80. Oh yeah, I wish I could do that. I've done it a few times with previous grinds, but the thing is with half stamina coin grinds, they're quite miserable in terms of, you know, you are using stamina at a much slower rate than other coin grinding events because it's just, you know, literally half the stamina is being used in the same amount of time. So it's kind of really difficult time-wise to actually reach that point where you're using all your drinks. I mean, looking at half the efficiency there. But if... Let me just read this. Should I make a VTuber model? It's up to you. But do it for yourself, not me. I would want to figure out it myself if I ever go down that route. Mike, that's a nice word. Gaming is... I don't know how to feel about it. Okay, hon. Arachne works in McDonald's for her 2nd year anniversary of not getting in the translation. That's she has to pay the bill somehow, right? Morning, Wa. Nice to see you. Just to confirm, Jello, it was you who joined my friend list, right? Because I added someone with the same name of Jello in my friend request list. McDonald's. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. I'm never going there again. To be fair, I really like their chicken nuggets. That taste is still like can't be replicated by anyone else's. But other than that, it's like I'm not a big fan of fries, and their free refill sodas is just it's gonna be watered down anyways. And I'm not a big fan of their burgers. Isn't that a jelly? Which jelly? I'm not sure what you're talking about. Oh yeah, I sent you one before, but you had a no slot that time. Then I saw you like sitting in your no slot. You should check your friend list again, but yeah, I did confirm it this time. It's kind of bizarre that I would have no slots. Oh yeah, did you ask for? Yeah, if that was unfortunate back then, but yeah, I have free slots. I still have one more free slot, so if any of you, are actually in a Discord server and I've talked to before, asterisk, are interested in adding in friend list, though, maybe message me in Discord and I'll think about it. I told someone that my dinners are basically just rice, eggs, carrot, and some fruit for most nights, and I got called out for only eating depression food. That's kind of... I don't know, they should mind their own business at that point. What the heck? I don't know, what the heck? Let's see. Cock plus chick plus hen, and plus fire plus explosion plus fire again equals chicken nuggets. I don't know, I've heard that chicken nuggets doesn't even contain chicken, but regardless, it still tastes good. And yeah, I'm glad to add you, Joe, because I actually know you. Even if you don't talk super often, you know, you've interacted like maybe once or twice there, which is like honestly already like meeting most of my requirements at that point. And plus, since you know you specifically requested to add me, there's a good chance you'll probably use my supports going forward, which is like what I want in the end. Give me FP. Please fund my salvation effort to collect all mobs. Keep all mobs having a roof over their heads. By the way, the reason why I move Lucky Cat not beside Kurugane but instead to one of the diagonals is because Kurugane sometimes activates evasion to self and allies adjacent, and I'm like, I want to save that microsecond of time of, you know, not giving anything to anyone beside him. Yo, that one Froki! Yes, we are streaming today. We are past our first hour, just a couple more, and then I'm calling it quits for today. But there is going to be another stream tomorrow, because I don't really have any plans tomorrow, so why not? But yeah, same time, 3 p.m., just like last week. Unfortunately, there's only 2 new pieces of content during this campaign. The AR that you see in the current thumbnail, as well as the one that's not currently out. So that's why I've been resorting to just using the same thumbnail over and over again. But next week, I'm gonna feature the new AR that will give us a CP over multiple turns, that increases over multiple turns, and that also gives us an AR token boost, which is kind of a bizarre thing to have, but, you know, sure, why not? Ara is counting down the seconds to his exciting next meeting. Actually, it's not so bad this week. On Fridays, those are crunch time for me. In terms of, I have 2 meetings on Fridays. One of them is for like my actual job, and those are like in the afternoons, early afternoons. So pretty much after I finish that, I start streaming this one. And then the other one is like later in the evening, quite later. And that one is for just like a personal side project related to some app I'm trying to develop. But we decided that with my partner in that app, that since, you know, we haven't really had a break per se every week, even though like 1 week isn't that much of a sacrifice, we haven't really had time to just digest everything and slow down and even get to know each other beyond just like, you know, the guys we force ourselves to work with every week. So we decided that at the last week of every month, we would just not work and instead just focus on chilling and, you know, recapping and getting to know catching up with each other's lives essentially. So yeah, I'm not actually gonna be that stressed for the coming meeting. It's just gonna be relaxing, to be honest, which is good for me because I like to relax and do nothing. That's not true. I like doing things, but I also like to do nothing. There's a balance. Let's see. I have not read in a hot minute. Let me just read this again. Holy shit, that's a lot of comments. Yeah, I was rambling a lot. This is what happens when I got lost in my thoughts. 3 4-leaf clovers plus explosion equals veggie nuggets equals budgets. I'm not sure what to say about that, but a veggie meat, fake meat, not my favorite. Tastes very. It tastes like ground beef that was over frozen. And then overcooked. Like granted, it tastes like meat, but it tastes like really, really shit quality, cheap meat that's been poorly taken care of. I wish I could catch you when I'm not at work. Oh, sorry, it's tough that way. I know my streams don't work for everyone. I just go off of what's familiar in those because, you know, trying to switch my times might causing some unfamiliar. I try to do 3 p.m. from those because if I do stream my the discussion streams, it's usually been at 3 p.m. in the past, although that's changing now, I guess. So I might consider doing different times for. But because of those discussion streams being always at 3, I decided to make every other stream also try to be at 3 so that people can know what to expect. I love chicken nuggets. Yeah, they're good, but I also haven't had them in like 2 million years, so well, it's fine. I get lots of other amazing food like sushi and pho and Korean. I'm getting hungry thinking about it. Don't do this to me. It's too early in the stream for me to be hungry. I sent you the Arachne meme with McDonald's. Also, wow, the last time we talked was about my OC's kit. Oh yeah, I remember that. It's been a hot minute, but I will take a peek at it. Hopefully my thing doesn't crash. Oh no, it did. Okay, it didn't crash. Let me just take a look at it. What is that? Alright, nice Arachne with McDonald's, I guess. Let's see. I wish school stopped existing. That is definitely not a good wish to have, frankly. For the most, school is important for most people. It's it leads you down a path that is well traveled and familiar, and there's a lot of support networks that connect to a proper job that can help you support yourself. With that said, I do want to talk about that more, so I'll get back to that topic, but first let me read the rest of the comments. Chicken nuggets are the best. They're pretty good. I get addicted to them. I just heard they're really unhealthy before, but like I don't really care about that nowadays. When I was a kid, I was like, oh no, they're unhealthy. I shouldn't eat them anymore. I said regretfully, but now I'm just like, the irony is, if I could eat them every day, I would, but I just don't care enough to get it. There's a lot of other good food out there, so it's not bothering me. That Earth Salon and Zabania AR I still have. The one that bestows blessing to the enemy or something. Yeah, I don't have that. I used to want it, but now I don't want it because it's like the reason why I wanted it was that so I could activate buffer reversal immediately it was leaked. But now we have the guts resistance AR, which is also a buff, so that's guaranteed. So it's not even an issue anymore. You made an OC kit. Yeah, Jer Bear goes creates some every now and then, and even shares it in the Reddit if I remember correctly. They can be quite creative, but honestly, the ones he shared before was like way back when. That there's a lot more interesting kits now with all the new interesting effects like skill statuses and CP ranges and HP ranges and asymmetrical effects and all that. Game's really blown up in terms of effects. I wish my high school police stopped existing. Ah, that's tough. That's tough. Yeah, I know. I mean, I don't know, actually. I'll get back to that. I live in America, so school sucks. The one thing I know about American schools, just from TV shows, is there's always like a bully or some sort of bullies. There's like a clique with the plastics and shit like that. It's so absurd because like in my school in like Canada, it was just like everyone was fine. Everyone got along. Like granted, there were like circles. There was still like cliques, but there wasn't a popular clique. There was just cliques of different varying interests. And they kind of kept to their own separate areas and during lunchtime because that's when they interacted. But otherwise, there was not really any popularity run, I'm pretty sure. No one really running for class president or something like that. It's just you're doing your own thing, we're studying. We got along. It was a it was a good school, I'd say. But I think that's just because, you know, Catholic system.
準備は大丈夫かい
Maybe the public schools weren't as robustly like that. But it always seems like a fever dream whenever you see on TV schools where there's bullies and like the popular team and like the nerds and geeks and stuff like that. Let's say it was similar here. Okay, so it's nice confirmation to hear that apparently it's not just fiction. Or are you saying it is pretty much just it's fiction? So you guys pretty much get along there? Okay, that's good. Usually if someone tried to bully someone, it usually ends with a mass fight. That sounds like the nuclear option. Public schools are mean. I bet they are. You should definitely go to a Catholic one instead. Frankly, I've heard of people who like aren't even Catholic that go to Catholic schools because they believe they're just better. Yeah, I still have them up. I don't really feel like trying to adjust it because I tried making a status-oriented kit and I just ended up feeling confused and unsure of it. Yeah, it happens. Well, you know, this game is constantly evolving, so it's bound to happen. Yeah, I'm saying it was fairly mild at my school. Okay, that's good to hear. Maybe it's just like certain schools in certain districts, but for the most mine was fine, and it wasn't even a particularly wealthy school. They would say my schools were like the most common denominator schools in terms of it was just the most convenient to go to. So Tetsuya can stay. Diet Lianin because we still don't have a welfare unit like that. I keep on forgetting what Tetsuya does. Oh, you mean Tatsuya, your OC kit. Sorry, that's right. I think that was the name of your OC unit from back then. But yeah, that's true. They could work. Music fades up when you stop talking for a moment and it fades off. Yeah, that's intentional. Because if I didn't have it on, it's called audio ducking. It's a very cool thing that you don't notice, but if I don't have it on, then it would be like right now. It'll be harder for you to tell my voice apart from the background. It's a very subtle thing that, like, you know, this is kind of extreme here, but that's because I really want you to hear my voice, and I don't want it to be overcovered by the music, which it has several times in several streams and videos. It's constantly a work in progress in terms of me improving my sound quality, and sound ducking has been one of the most magical things I've implemented. I keep forgetting to switch my leveling unit. Just level all your units beforehand, like I did. Private schools are like never mean because everyone is in a religion where you can't be mean, or the vibes are like holy to random bully people. In private schools, I didn't even go to private school. Mine was a public Catholic school, so I mean, private schools are just full of, I would presume, really rich, well-privileged people, so kind of a different experience in total. Oh, Ara, have you seen the art for Tatsuya? I don't think I have. Imagine Tetsuya's full name to be Tetsuya Nomura. Why does that last name sound familiar? Is that the guy from Akira? I didn't actually like that movie that much. Tetsuya! Bold of you to say that religion excludes conflict. I didn't say that. I said the religion school that I went to. It was just like a public Catholic school, and we had like some religion classes, but for the most it was just regular education. And also, the religion classes were good for like a worldwide perspective of different classes, because they actually did teach about other religions. It wasn't just theirs. So, you know. Whoosh. Plus, you know, whether you believe it or not, those moments of going to mass or meditative on themselves force you to be introspective and meditate in, you know, cases where people don't really take meditation seriously otherwise. Tetsuya will escape the loop and go on to making them hearts. I don't even know how to reply to that. What the heck? I tried doing event fan kits with the idea that all 4 units work together. You know, LifeWonders did try to test the waters with codependent kits, like with Desert Journey, but to make success. I wouldn't say trying to make units depending on each other is always the best choice. Like, it works in sometimes, but you gotta make sure they work by themselves and also have synergies with other units. Private school, but everything feels like a public school. Kind of, yeah. Wasn't a response to you, but fair. Everyone finds space in Miss Brightman's music. Squinting. Religion, sometimes nice, but sometimes mean. I know a lot of people may have negative opinions about them and become atheists because of it. That's not my experience, so... But I'm not gonna go ahead and start preaching everyone should become Catholic or something. It's like, I don't even go to church, so I shouldn't be preaching that at all. Tetsuya Nomura is the creator of Kingdom Hearts. Oh, I see. Okay. Yeah, I'm not good with names in general, so don't blame me if I can't remember. Or you can, but you know, you can't really blame me specifically for forgetting that one. Just gross incompetence in general for name remembering. But yeah, my experience with school was quite pleasant, for the most. Well, maybe not pleasant, it was non-eventful. Yeah. If there was any event, it was because I caused it, because like fucking, I was kind of like off my handle back then. And he designed other characters from Final Fantasy. Yeah, I was like, I feel like I heard that from Final Fantasy, but was it really Kingdom Hearts? But yeah, that makes more sense. My sister is in a Jesus religion and believes gay people caused by demons. She is mean, but my grandparents are Christian and they are nice. I mean, you know, just like people, there's also different kinds of... just like people have different opinions about different things and take it in different ways, they also take religion in different ways. And the different religious sects kind of represent that. Wow, you were off your handle back then. Ew, yeah. Nomura designed Gaia. Yeah, that's it, I remember Gaia. Gaia's cool. Too bad she'll never be relevant again! This is a Final Fantasy XIV expansion for Shadowbringers character that you guys probably don't know. Doesn't she look like an ultimate character from Danganronpa? The ultimate Twitter shit poster or something like that. If it's not Masayoshi Soken, I do not see. Is that like the original character creator of Final Fantasy? That's not Tatsuya or Tetsuya. But yeah, the thing with those people is whether they are Christian or not, whether they're religious or not, they're probably going to be bigoted to begin with. They're just using their Christianity as a defense for their bigotedness. But in reality, there are people that act homophobic regardless of their religious inclination in the first place. And religion is just a very convenient excuse to say, you know, it is wrong. Gaia's lips, but in Danganronpa style. Interesting. Imagine Gaia doing the Danganronpa pose, the halfway T-pose. No, composer for 14. Oh, I see. 14's music can be pretty good. It can also be kind of in the beginning ones, but for the most it's good. I wouldn't say it's like jaw-droppingly amazing for the most, but then again, that's just because it has so much music that even if it had like some jaw-dropping individual tracks, it's just diluted a lot by everything else. Every possible outcome can be an outcome. Scientists after discovering a herbivore eating meat. I mean, by definition, that's not what they do. Because that's just like, you know, we qualify them based on what we observe them doing. But if you mean like being forced to eat meat, then sure. If they don't normally eat it, that's fine. It's just, anything can be possible. Masayoshi Soken is the current composer for most of Final Fantasy XIV. Yes. Interesting. You know, I like the standard track, but there's some annoying ones as well. Like, the Residence theme is kind of really annoying. As well as the... what's it called? That place where you play casino games. That music is kind of annoying there too. the golden something, the golden saucer. That's it. So begins the tat confusion. A tit for tat. Gaia from Final Fantasy 14. She looks like the character from 15. I don't know any other game series besides 1, 2, and a bit of 3. So my fantasy is kind of lacking in terms of knowledge. I don't think religion is bad, but the people that use religion as an excuse are the ones to be held accountable. Yeah, that's what I'd say. Which is unfortunate that people, end up kind of villainizing religion in itself. And citing horrendous war crimes, and it's like, it's not the religion, it's the people, practicing it, But, sure, I mean, at that point, you're not trying to be rational with those people because they've been emotionally, insulted and affected and disrespected. That it's their decision at that point whether they, still see any validity or not. But my perspective, and I can't change their minds, but in the very least, I kind of see some people take it too far and kind of be bigoted in their own ways in terms of being intolerant towards just religion in general. Which is you're refusing to understand it. That kind of just makes you just as bad as, the people you're trying to reject in the first place. Oh my gosh, everyone's moving on. Anyway, hopping off. Enjoy the rest of the stream, dude. It was good to see you. Thank you for joining Wendy Vestal / Lazy to the Bell. Make sure you check out his content. He makes some music transcriptions. But yeah, see you around, Wendy. Peace. Tetsuya. I am so glad I have people on the internet to talk to. For sure. The internet is definitely a sanctuary for all of us in some way. With that said, we all need to confront reality in some ways eventually because guys gotta eat. You can't get food from online, right? Wait, the golden saucer is a reference from the Final Fantasy 7. Compare the song with the 1997 version of Golden Saucer. I see. If it's a reference, then I guess it can't be up, but I still don't like it either way. I'm not gonna change my opinion of liking it based on that. I might change my appreciation of it, but not the fact that if I like it or not. People's perceptions are tainted by folks who use religion as justification. Yeah, that's the thing. So, and it's it'd be better if they could get a different look at it, but it's also they're not, they don't have to. It's not like what's called. It's their choice in the end, and it shouldn't be forced upon them. It's unfortunate, but there's just gonna be differences between people, and we all got lives to move on with, and we can't just, hope everyone understands everyone perfectly. Of course, we could spend all our energy and time to change one person's mind, but then there's a million other people's minds that also need to be changed, and then that also just takes time from your own life. So it's just you gotta weigh the pros and the cons, and it's not impossible to change people's minds. It's just more often than not worth it. So. I did try being rational with my sis, but she's just too mean. I mean, family's a bit different because sometimes they don't even take you seriously. They just see you as the brother who doesn't say anything serious. But it's different for every family, so I can't speak for every family. Obviously, I only have my own. Many herbivores have been caught on video, waiting and striking to eat meat, usually small animals. Well, that just means the categorization of herbivore was wrong in the first place. If they have the actual instinct to attack living animals. If it was a case that it was just a one-time thing, they ate it because they were starving, then sure, maybe it's still fine to call them herbivores at that point because, that's an extreme case where they're brought outside of their, comfort zone, their survival zone. But, if they have the instincts to, prey on them on natural times, if they have the opportunity, then that just means they're mislabeled in the first place. Can I possibly speedrun weeklies in one day? Yes, it's not difficult at all. As long as you have enough for the dungeon, in terms of dungeon points. It's not difficult because there's lots of ways you can complete the quotas in the beneath the Tower of Babel. Anyway, time to talk about cute little doggy boys. There's not that many dogs in this game, geez. Besides, the bears are where it's at. I like Final Fantasy 7 reference in Final Fantasy 14. I mean, there's gonna be a Final Fantasy 14, Final Fantasy 7 reference in every single Final Fantasy game, so it's kind of a new thing. Oh boy, that's a lot of talking. And now it's time for me to slowly drink this bottle of water. Yeah, Garmer Day just passed. Happy Garmer Day! Yes, Yori fans, where are you at? They're probably in Housamo channel right now, posting somewhat suggestive pictures of him and him getting squished and suffocated to death by him, and then like deleting their post right away. If any of you are regulars in the Samcore, you know who I'm talking about. Let's just all agree that every possible outcome can be an outcome. It's fine for people to call things herbivores and omnivores and stuff just because that's how humans make information. Well, there's a lot to say about that. It's an interesting point you posited there. What's it called? In a similar way, there's like labels like, you know, gender identity like male, female, non-binary, and then there's labels like related to orientation like gay, lesbian, things like that. And those, I think, are limited in terms of they kind of lose the depth in terms of one's individual sexualities or sexual identities. But they're useful, you know, for demographic purposes, trying to summarize people as a whole, they're useful. I just think, you know, it becomes problematic when people start, you know, describing their own identity as if, you know, it perfectly matched with this, you know, heuristic that was used to describe common features of a group. Bolts Oguchi, same. I really like Oguchi. Unfortunately, you know, there's just too many units. I like in that category of fire unit that can steal buffs. So we already have fucking Kimun and Wenkamui as well as Goemon. It's kind of funny how that works out. I heard a quote, something like, "Harmony is not everyone. Harmony isn't everyone speaking for the same thing, but to speak for different things while having respect for each other." That's ideal, but it's definitely not true. People are very intolerant right nowadays, and in a way, it's kind of people are championing intolerance too. Now, granted, I might be taken out of context in that way. Obviously, there's a reason why people say zero tolerance when it comes to, you know, what's it called? What's the proper term for it? Inappropriate sexual behavior in workplaces, for example. There's like should be a zero tolerance sign for that. At least that's the message. But I feel like that message of zero tolerance is kind of bleeding into many other things. And you know, you can agree or disagree with the first thing or not. I'm not saying it's like you're in the right or wrong too, but I'm saying it's becoming much worse than just that. It's becoming like, oh, you know, you don't like this character, zero tolerance, cancelled. I'm blocking you. Don't, and I'm like gonna post you on Twitter and cancel you. It's like, you know, there's like so little tolerance, and I kind of hate a lot of how the LGBT community is like nowadays. Not the LGBT, well, yeah, the idea of just they're supposed to be representative of a diverse group of people, but nowadays it seems like the culture behind it specifically, even if it's not necessarily what they you know, they are on the face, the culture of it really is just, you know, kind of libelously like insulting people and shutting people out because, you know, they just want their cake and they don't want anyone else to really get a piece of the cake too. It's a very deep topic that I've touched on a number of times, so maybe I won't talk about it any further. What? In reference to what Jeremy was saying? Not sure which part is confusing, but I think it was clear. But I kind of hate when a word has multiple meanings. I mean, that's just how things are. Even things in the dictionary, if you look at multiple dictionaries, you're bound to find different definitions of the same word across them, so it's just how it is. Predator, another word for carnivore, and prey is another word for herbivore. I don't know about that. That's a bit... Like, there are cases where the carnivore ends up being prey, and cases where the herbivore ends up being the predator. But in the classic, in reference to each other, then yeah, if it's in the same food web, yes. Not all gay people are the same. Some are nice, some can be mean. I haven't met anyway mean gay people yet. Not very fortunate, but very, very fortunate if that's the case. At least not towards me. I might someday. Oh wait, I actually have. Never mind. Yeah, there you go. No one person is the same. Some are nice, some are intolerant. Yeah, nice juxtaposition between nice and intolerant. I also have very strong negative feelings towards intolerance, but it seems nowadays intolerance is just a large part of what it means to, you know, have a moral stance of things. To be intolerant of a different one. Yo, Zoe, nice to see you. 1 hour and 30 minutes later. Very punctual as usual. I'm bullying at this point. My number 2 fan, nice to see you. At least most people think the world is nice. I think that is definitely not the case. You know, people who believe it's nice just don't quite know enough of the world yet. Or in the very least, maybe they're just in a very lucky demographic that has it easy. Such is the case for the privileged. You know, they deny the hardships of others because they don't personally experience it, and thus they can't, you know, actually experientially sympathize. 1 hour late, Joe. True. Truly unforgivable. Just kidding. Oh, so a debate for Chat and Ara. Best Housamo bear. I'm gonna say my choice is Ashikara. The best Housamo bear. Let's see. I'm gonna say Kimoon / Wen Kami. I actually like both pretty much equally. You know, as much as I like the rough and tough of Wen, I also like the soft and gentle and colorful eyes of Kimoon. You look so fluffy. I love Kimoon / Wen. I haven't seeded them at all, besides maybe like one attack seed. But that's just because there's so many other units to seed. And he doesn't have an amazing kit anyways. But he's in my list just because I like him. Number 1 person to be late, true. I'm your number 3 fan. That is a very interesting place to have. You can take that. You were eating. That's fine. This was not even planned or not scheduled ahead anyway, so anyone who joined kind of just saw it and somehow instantly joined. So 1 hour and 30 minutes of reaction time isn't bad at all, honestly. So thank you for joining. Nice to see you again, Joe. It is not that scares me, it is pain. Well, you know, yeah, that's what we evolved to avoid after all. It sounds philosophical, but honestly that's just how it is. We didn't evolve to avoid death, because when we're dead, right? We evolved to avoid pain. I mean, I guess we did evolve to avoid death, but that mechanism is through pain, generally. Vargas needs the loves he deserves. Enigma, maybe. I don't know how Enigma looks, so we'll just have to see. Kimoon, best bear. Yes, Law gets it. He's so fluffy. Yes, he is. Oh my god, he's so fluffy. Do you see his belly? I just want to shove my face into it until I lose consciousness. Wen, Great Bear, Kimoon and Wen are good choice. Yeah, they're the best choice. Like Ashigura is like he's got that big belly and strong arms, but you know, he's just he's got a bit of a goofy face, which is cute, but also just like, I don't know. He's got that kind of goofiness to him that makes me see him as more of a comic relief character than as someone that I'd actually like want to super thirst over. I mean, of course, people still like Ashikara intensely anyways. For some reason I'm struggling to think of other bears. Oh yeah, there's like Barghest. Barghest looks like he's been malnourished, so maybe that's a bit too harsh. But yeah, just not my kind of art style. And there's Labe. You know, I like Labe a lot. Just complicated history between him and people who liked him that I've interacted with. And Jamba Von, kind of same deal there. He's quite cute, especially when he's suffering, but that's more of a me appreciating his social interactions than it is him specifically. And who else? I feel like there's a brown bear. We already did Ashigara. Black bear. There's a ruler bear. Jamba Von. I think we covered all the weirds. Yeah, I guess we covered all the weirds already. There's the chairman tip. They're all cute too. I like that Ether chairman tip most because he reminds me of a character from Makuro Echo. I like Ashigura because he's got a personality. I identify for better or worse. Plus, I like that Ashigura can be mature when he has to, like in his character quest. Character quests do not exist. They're not translated, so they do not exist. But you say he could be mature. Well, he certainly hasn't shown it in pretty much any other thing I've seen that where he has been translated. So I guess that's just a difference of experience with him so far. You can't avoid death, but you can avoid pain. I sometimes think Yasuyori is a bear, cause look at him. Well, yeah, he's got that Homer Simpson beard. I don't know. No, yeah, he pretty much is like a Shigura, but with like a few dog features instead of bear features. I nearly failed when Elizabeth reverts my weapon aimed backwards. You mean Ellie? I'm not sure which questions you're referring to in specific for that, though. Intense anime intro where Daddy Boy is on top of a castle and epic music starts playing and he says, "It's not death that scares me. It is..." I don't know how to react to that. Ara commits a sub to Fantasy 14 when. Didn't you mention earlier that like you haven't really been logging in lately anyways? I already mentioned... Actually, I should tell you this. I mentioned that... what's it called? I was thinking of resubbing when the next patch came out for Final Fantasy 14, when the Elfin Quest came out. Some doubts came up because Zalgus told me that it's actually going to be a combat tribe despite them doing alchemy and being focused on alchemy and even having a dedicated area of alchemy in Radzatan, but it's going to be disappointing if they're not a crafted area for me. Because that's what I was looking forward to the most. But besides that, there's also... I don't think I'm going to be resubbing until after May because I'm not sure if I mentioned this yet, but I've made plans on May to actually go out and travel for a bit. So this is actually pretty big news in terms of my uploading schedule because that means I'm just not going to be uploading during that time most likely unless I somehow figure out how to do something work on my laptop, but it's that cool. So yeah, on May, for pretty much the entire month of May, I'm going to be not here. Who's the best teacher? Avarga. But what about the new Alliance raids? Unreal Trials! I might consider subbing on April, but I don't think I'm going to be able to play that much if I do, because it's like, well, one, the first half is just going to be still the same content that I didn't really play much for after, and the second half is going to be quite busy, and I'm going to be trying the new content as well, so yeah. Yeah, so I might resub for April, this coming month, but if I do, it's like I doubt I'm going to be able to play too much. But when I do come back, yeah, I might sub again. It depends. I don't know. I'm still not decided if I'll sub for April. I was like kind of convinced I wouldn't, but if you're sure that it'll be a fun thing to do, then I might want to join you for that. But yeah, if I do sub, it'll definitely be in the beginning of April because if I don't sub then if I sub later in the middle of it, when the patch comes out, then I'm just wasting half that sub since I won't be able to use my computer then. But yeah, my trip on May is like the first vacation I've taken in like since I was in high school, so like over 10 years ago or some shit. It's gonna be fun, hopefully. Avarga, he said as he sipped his tea confidently. Well, you know, he's the best mentor for sure. And I love his voice acting because, you know, Jinbei's voice acting, Guma's voice acting, all those same people there. He's also got that nice aesthetic, like, you know, the ugly cute kind of vibe to it. Me looking at all the old Latin words so I can sound like a spooky wizard. And I found the N-word on a list, so does that mean that the N-word is a magical curse? Oh, it's a curse, right? Well, it'll certainly be a social curse if you actually decide to say it. Well, let's review the other teachers. I don't care about C's. Sorry. I mean, she's like adjacent to Behemoth, and I hate Behemoth, so you can't keep on justifying his shitty behavior. And you know, she's kind of a bit of a bait in terms of the big boobo, which is like, I don't know. One-san big sister trope is not my thing for obvious reasons. Let me think. I love all of Kalmei's characters, especially when they're not drawn by Kalmei. I mean, you have to admit, fucking Housamo, when drawn by anyone except for Kalmei, is really cute. His AR, his freebie AR was like so adorable when he was like flustered receiving a gift from Akiha. If you say the N-word, you curse yourself. Okay, let's not bring that topic up since it came out of nowhere and is kind of a bit controversial. I just randomly found the stream in my recommended page. Hey, nice dark spots. I mean, nice for me anyways. Nice that you could join. If you know what this game is, then you might be able to enjoy it, but if not, maybe you'll be able to get a few tidbits of conversation since we're not just talking about this game. But yeah, if you don't know what this game is, pretty alarming though. You might really be missing out. The game is Tokyo Afterschool Summoners. You can download it from the Google Play Store. It is partly translated in English. For the most, it recently received a patch that pretty much translated everything in the front page into English now, so you should be able to be familiar with it. And it's translated up to chapter 12. The story is quite good for that point. Chapter 11, actually, yeah. Yes, I mean that literally his characters are so cute when not by Kalmei. They really are. Okay, let's talk about a word, doggy boys. Let's talk about other mentor. Let's talk about the word mentor, as in the other mentors, the other teachers. Me equivocating mentor and teacher. Yeah, so I don't really care about these. Triton is kind of like a bit of a meme in terms of he's RB, so I can't like fully, you know, commit to him because it might be stepping on his toes, but also I'm kind of just negging him a bit in terms of, you know, saying Triton isn't best. But I think Triton is cool. His development in the story of Raiders of Lost Isle was really compassionate as a teacher. And I also, like, any teacher is good because I do like that, you know, teacher-student ship that a lot of people find controversial. Interesting. I'll give it a try. Seems kind of lewd with the characters, lol. Yeah, well, that's how they get you in this game. This game is LGBT targeted. I doubt that you would have found this game recommended if you didn't already kind of look through that content. I mean, hi Ara. Hey Irby. No, I like Triton a lot. It's just, obviously I can't say that without giving you a pat on the back. So, you know, I gotta ration my Triton compliments. But yeah, but Dagon still has Sephiroth's Japanese voice. Maybe. So yeah, this game, to summarize for Dark Spots, is LGBT targeted, although the way it targets it is essentially, if you're not homophobic, that's great. You'll enjoy the game whether you're straight or not then, straight or gay or lesbian, because it does target pretty much, you can match anyone with anyone at that point. It's just that it does it so openly, and it doesn't have any heteronormativity at all, and that's kind of how it lands firmly in LGBT. Of course, I would still say it's mostly GBT, because most of the characters are like male, drawn for males. Irby taking names, yeah, as is the name taker. The game character art becomes more lewd in every event they make. Sometimes they actually hold back and do something unique though. Hey, yeah, it's cool to actually have someone talking about, or someone who's brand new to the game. But with that said, it's not like they're fully convinced to try it out yet, so, you know, no pressure. Part of the discovery process is on you, and I don't want to take that from you, so I think I'll just leave it out there for what the game is about. I will say the story is quite good though, but that's it. I'll leave it at that for sure. Let's see. Looking at Kasuga. Well, Kasuga, I don't know, they can draw whatever they want because they're supposed to be like Eldritch horror gods or something. Nice job to promote this game. Great word choice. I'm not sure which word choice was mistakenly flubbed, but I'm sure it's fine. I don't mind anyway. I'm not straight anyways. Sweet. That's what is trending anyways, you know. If you're not straight, then you'll be popular. 2022 is a weird year. But yeah, right now, the gameplay isn't the most exciting you're watching, as you can see. It's because this game, as was every other gacha game, although I can't speak for them because this is the only gacha game I play, this game is reliant on sequential releases of events, where they bundle releases of a new story with some new characters, and existing characters getting variants that you can play with. The gameplay is tile-based, as you can see, and the units do something different depending on who they are. The center unit that keep on moving has a strong effect of doing a certain amount of damage to the enemies on the enemy zone. Let's see. Maledictionem Bellis. If you read that, I cursed you to become cute. I'm resistant to that because I'm already cute. This game has really provocative art, but a really complex story and cute writing. Outside the art, it's not that raunchy. There is some raunchy content, but like it's kind of pushed to the side as like, you know, the bonus content for, you know, wish fulfillment and all that. But the actual like story serious stuff, it's definitely up there in terms of all the stories I've seen. And that's saying a lot. I mean, is it saying a lot? I'm not exactly a movie buff or anything, but I watch movies. I watch TV shows. I don't watch the popular ones, though, but I watch anime. And I'd say, among most of them, I'd say Housamo is like definitely top 20 stories, perhaps. This is like my entire lifetime of stories I've seen, by the way, so yeah, it's pretty good. Stormy got me into the game, but I got confused midway. Yeah, it's because it starts juggling a few topics. Oh, what does the game get to fill at least? I'm a sucker for a challenge. This is a controversial topic. Some people believe the game is too easy, but one interesting perspective I had is it's easy enough to win, but to actually fully understand and maximize and understand kits and synergize, there's so much depth through it that if you decide to commit to the depth of it, it's one of the most complex games. It's like easy enough to get through for the most without really thinking, but complex enough that your gameplay efficiency exponentially increases if you really know how to put things together. There are some brain-dead units where you just keep on attacking with them and hitting with them, for example, that can get you through like most of the early game content. But then there are like strategies that, like in events, they release really difficult quests that kind of counter those cheesy things specifically. And certainly strategies with the right combination of units and other things can really like bust through those strategies. But yeah, the game's all about, in that case, just the interconnectedness of like what each unit is missing from each other's kits and piecing them together to figure out the perfect strategy. So I'm not sure if I would say it's challenging, but it's definitely for the strategist. There's a lot of strategy in this game. Welcome to the club. The Adelon's been playing this game for a while. Unless you mean getting confused by the story. Yeah. Well, the story's quite good. It's just that what's it called? It's definitely not giving too much information. It's just that there's a lot of information.
I have a contract tied up.
Welcome to Furry Bait the Game. That is true. I started this game not because I heard the story and not because of, you know, I heard about the gameplay, but because I saw porn of it. It was really good, and I was like, what is the source of this? And then that's how I started my first gacha game. Let's see. BRB, need to take my bed outside. That is a very specific thing you need to do, but okay. I died sometimes. Yeah, the challenge actually does increase significantly if you don't actually know how the mechanics work. Okay, the Warmonger's quest, you will suffer. I did it with 2 characters. I have bragging rights. Well, you know, you have to pick the right 2 characters. There's a lot of characters. There's a lot of dud characters though as well. Tez. Oh yeah, that one's chunky too. There. Not sure what you're saying there for me, but interesting. Oh wait, no, it was cut off by chat. Let's see. I can summarize the game in less than 50 words. You are a therapist for traumatized gay men. It's all about solving everyone's problems, but never your own. That's not true. The main scenario really is about... What's interesting about this thing is that we're not just you know, self-insert. It seems that we also have a mystery to our own existence too, and that's not really a spoiler because you'll figure out that that mystery existing from the the very first time you open the game up in the main story. And it's still being resolved, honestly. But in terms of event playthroughs, yeah. There's a formula sometimes that the game follows with events, which is if there's going to be new characters, the conflict should surround them, which means we need to solve the conflict in relation to them, which means it's usually some sort of internal conflict they need to resolve at that point. Granted, not all events are like that. Sometimes it's an external conflict, but either way, they're going to feature the new unit somehow. Alright, thanks. Glad we could help. Everyone says Bella so that you curse yourself with Cutness. Now, that is something I don't want to be cursed with. There is a difficulty spike at times, I'd say, in main quests. So, let's see, guys. There is a difficulty spike at times, I'd say, in main quests that do force you to reconsider how to go about attacking. Challenge quests are more rewarding to free thinkers, aka use Lianen. Oh, Lianen. Who's Lianen? I can explain that meme in a bit, but let's see. I actually started having a hard time forming a team after the challenge quest, after they released too much units. It hurts my brain. Yeah, that's the thing. The challenging thing about this game is if you actually start learning every single kit, then there's like so many options that you might, like, not know where to start. Of course, there's reliable units, but you're missing out on like the cutting edge if you don't try to understand everyone's kits. Same, honestly. I saw the arc of the game and became immediately enamored. Yeah, that's how we all began. But it is bait, but I don't mind because the story is good and the gameplay, at least for me, I really loved it. But Lianen, as Joe's saying right now, Lianen is the most broken sport. At least, that's the meme anyways. I wouldn't say they are anymore, but 2 years ago, Lianen released. Before Lianen released, the game was kind of middling in terms of everyone's skill rates weren't guaranteed to activate, and it was kind of hard to get multiple buffs at once, and you had to like really time things carefully to get strong effects on specific turns. But then Lianen released, and Lianen had so much amazing effects, and it was only in a 4-star unit, aka not a 5-star, aka much easier to get. She was able to damage stack 3 different damage buffs simultaneously to a single unit, and give a crap load of CP to them. And she had extended movement, which is actually rare too. And with a tile-based game, having extended movement is actually quite a very generally useful ability to have. On her own charge, which is like after she builds her own meter, she also gives like even more, like one more damage buff, as well as a really strong defensive effect, Guts, which prevents them from dying once. But yeah, Lianen just packed so much that the game didn't have before that point. It was kind of funny. I think it was 2 years ago. Maybe it was like 3 years ago. But yeah, damage stacking kind of became super over-centralized at that point because they're reliable to her. All her damage buffs were at 90% rate, and with the right kind of a upgrading items, you could bring it up to 100%. So you would have a guaranteed 3 damage buffs at the same time. Damage replies by roughly in this game, they're kind of ridiculous because they don't increase it by like 1.2 times or 1.4 times. In this game, at a minimum, most damage buffs, like all of them except for like maybe one, increase your damage by at least 2 times. So it's like she was multiplying your damage up to like maybe around 11 times your base damage. And then as a result, you could just like have the best defense of being an extremely busted offense, doing like 11 times the normal damage you would, with like extreme mobility. And because of that, everyone slowly learned that even though she couldn't do damage herself really, just put her behind anyone to like boost that unit, and then you could pretty much just destroy the entire board no matter who they were. So she's very infamous for that. Now, I'm not going to demonstrate right now because that would be a loss of coin efficiency, but there's plenty of demonstrations of Lianen. You could probably just look up Housamo Lianen and you'll see some examples of it. Of course, you'll see some facetious examples too where they don't use her properly, but the difference in art style gave its charm. Yeah, I think it's nice. One nice thing about this game is that I actually knew some of these artists before going in, and it was just such a foreign concept to me to like, all these porn artists that I followed and obviously use their material often, and it's in all of a sudden like a legit IP and they're all coming together. It's like the greatest crossover ever. It was amazing. So it just made the impossible possible. Don't forget, she also came out alongside Kusugo, begging for you to put them on a team together with charge clears. Yeah, board wipers. Board wiping was a strategy before then, but it wasn't as like brain dead to set up as it was until Yanin and Kusugo came out. Kusuga's thing is he actually gets a bunch of his meter filled up whenever he gets buffs, and as I said, Leanne gives a bunch of damage buffs. She also gives a few non-damage buffs, so Kusugo like almost instantly fills his meter up as a result, and then he can just blow everyone up once his meter is full. So there's like a very strong synergy there as a result. Of course, my personal opinion, Kusuga is he's not even the best unit to put with Lianen, and not really the best charge unit, but that's because, you know, I actually think a lot about the game and think of better strategies. But in terms of brain deadness, like effort of thinking, Kusuga definitely brings down the bar with Lianen. She came out 2020, 2 years ago, huh? I see. Let's see. I remember when the day people said Yule was broken. Yeah, that was like on release, because like healing was actually good back then with like one defense buff, but now it's like healing and defensiveness is mostly a joke. It's still good in some situations, but it's definitely not as because I mean, I guess that was true like 1 year ago. Defense and healing has become slightly more relevant now, I guess, but it's still like, why would you do things slowly with defense and healing when you could complete the quest the same with offense instead, much faster? She's in 90% of them. 90% of the witch. I'm not sure what you're talking about. Bellas, okay, I'm not... That is a bit of a nonsense word at that point. He's definitely not, but he was the first Impulse character to put on a team together with my Impulse. I'm pretty sure I still never used Lianen with Kusuga, not even once. Yeah, I hate thinking, I just want to finish the quest instantly. Well, you know, this game attracted an audience with their dicks rather than their brains, so it's not a surprise that a lot of people just want to finish the game without thinking. And, you know, some units are designed to be that way, to be as brain dead as possible, to be so strong without really you doing anything in terms of thinking. But so it's good for that audience, since it happens to attract a lot of that audience anyways. But it actually does offer a lot for people who want to go beyond that too. Anyway, I think I may have overwhelmed you a bit with too much specific information, Dark Spots. Apologies. But yeah, to summarize, the game isn't normally like this, where you just grind for 3 hours in a row to get coins. It's only like this because it's an in-between period. These rarely happen. It's usually consecutive events of some kind or something like that. But sometimes LifeWonders are just like, we're not going to release anything new, so have half stamina the cost for the dailies, and that's what we're doing right now. Because it's surprisingly efficient stamina-wise by doing that. Defense and healing are good in more grind-like quests that take a longer turn count. I would say it's not good for grinding at all, but let's see. Like that one Miniaki face of Hell Onsen forcing you to adapt since you couldn't damage them right away. Yeah, that one, I mean, defense would be good in that case, but also if you know how to cheese it, then it works then too. Before I start, are there any recommendations? God, this is taking forever to clean up my room and go back to my laptop. One step at a time. But in terms of recommendations, I'm gonna say up front, I love this game, but this game isn't for everyone, frankly. So I'm gonna let you know your best chance of trying to enjoy the game the first time you play. When you start the game, just play the story a bit, because the main story gives you a bunch of stones, and get a feel for the game first there. Try to expose yourself to the characters you see, pull, and maybe you'll see a character you like. You may want to look at the wiki, which is listed in the description, to see the full list of characters, and maybe you can decide from there what you like. And from there, you are given at the start of the game, after a certain point, a free little salmon golden ticket, as well as a platinum ticket, which will let you, not a platinum ticket, it's like a rainbow ticket, which will let you redeem 1 3-star and 1 5-star. I would say you could save for that, or you could pick someone based on if you really like someone's appearance. I'm just giving you advice right now in terms of maximizing your chance of ending up liking the game, but in reality you might not even end up liking the game. So play based on your favorites is essentially one way to go, and see the gameplay from there. It's not going to be for a while where you can actually make use of the end game stuff, so right now just try to enjoy it based on the characters you see. I think I might know too many Japanese VTubers. I've seen a few for sure, especially in Housamo, so I'm definitely interested in it, but kind of hard to set up. But I hated that one onsen. I had to use Lian and Kengo. It was pretty fun to just throw in the cap there to cheese it. Talking about a specific challenge that happened in past, by the way, Darkness. But yeah, I'm pretty much done giving my summary. Just try to figure out the characters you like, and from there, just keep on playing the story. It's not difficult in the beginning. If you ever reach a wall, you might want to consider joining the Discord server, linked in the description at that point. And then from there we can talk more about the gameplay and other facets of the game you might like. But as a first impression, you're not going to reach that for a while, so, you know, play the story a bit, pull a bit, see what characters you like, and maybe consider using your rainbow and golden ticket on a character you like. You may also want to save it, depending if you want something more gameplay related. Let's see. Let's continue to the daily. I've seen 3 free VTubers. I've seen a few more than that, I think. The game is about keep losing hope on getting your husband and waifu. That's just gacha games in general. So if you don't know what a gacha game is, it's essentially just you have a resource that you get a free amount of over time, but you can also pay for it directly, and then you get a chance at the unit that's listed on the banner, which is just essentially a list of units you can pull from it. Let's move you that way. Oh god, I hate that feeling. Well, that's just the gacha feeling. I mean, that also makes the thrills even better at that point. Oh, hi John. Are there secret characters? There are characters that aren't released and obtainable yet that are in the main story, and I think there's a few that's in the day in mind that's not released either. There, Annalyn. Okay, personal interaction going there. Okay, I'll go give the game a shot. Alright. I can't believe that I actually sold you on it. Well, you know, how open-minded are you? So, hope you enjoy it. We'll see if you enjoy it or not in the end, but yeah. Fingers crossed, and get to it whenever, I guess. Kumo Haruki. I have no idea. I mean, same Joe. I had to do that too, but I love Kengo, so any excuse to use them. Yeah, well, I just happened to use Kengo at the time because, you know, Kengo was actually a decent choice for it just because damage, but also survivability. So long as your fate isn't lame, you should be fine in this game. Oh, ouch. Labe is a transient, if you're still watching by the way, that you can redeem from the rainbow ticket exchange, so a 5-star, but he's one of the more popular choices in terms of being considered the worst unit utility-wise among the 5 stars. Fluffy Doggy Boys, again saying that, at Mura. Rip Mura. Can't stand Labe shaking my head in my head. I just had an aneurysm there for a second. Doggy Fluffy. If I can't have a husbando, I will become the husbando. Hey, that's a positive outlook to have.
I have a contract tied up.
This is all about putting your copium so you can hopium for the one you want. Ooga! piece of advice: don't pick Labe. Watch y'all haters. He's gonna get the most amazing Evo, and they'll be so busted. It'll put Lianen and Daikoku and like Bale and Yoritomo and Fushi to shame, and it'll happen 20 years later. Just watch. 20 years from now, it'll happen. Lots of Ogugas. I hope he gets an insane skill Evo. Yeah, like, what if he actually heals? Just imagine a doctor that heals. Now, go away, Labe. Later. Here, Labey. Labey. Slowly but surely, the chat begins to erode the remaining brain cells I have. No! Alright, I'm good. And it's all Labe's fault.
I have control.
I mean, isn't it always? I see this Bow character that is purple with glasses, that is low rarity. I got from Gacha, he looks cute. Bow character, so like shot range, I guess? That is purple with glasses. That is low rarity. Low, what is the exact rarity? I'm trying to ring a bell, but like I can't really match it to anyone based on what you said so far. So Bow character, shot range, purple nether. Low rarity, I'm not sure what you mean by that. And Sword Dog.
I have got tied up.
Sword Dog Nether. There's no Nether actually. Oh. There's Tadatomo. Is it Tadatomo? His Valentine variant? Are you looking at that in the wiki right now? I believe he's shot range. His what's called his Valentine variant.
I got tied up.
And I believe he has a sword, as do all Hakenshi. LifeWonders. They will be like, I'm a healer, but well, plenty of cock for sure. And a Japanese Oguga. They are two different characters. What? Oh, I see. I thought they're the same. I got confused there for a second, sorry. The list of nether shot units, though, there's a good amount. I even have one on my team right now, but that's like a mob. And he doesn't have glasses, though. Oh, Moritaka. Moritaka, everyone knows Moritaka. Patent Boy's busting out of them. Awuga, it's here. No, stop, as you know, they'll bonk you. And Diana, I'm sorry, I don't understand what characters of that language, presumably Chinese. Mandarin. But anyways, Moritaka is definitely one of the more popular characters in terms of, it's one of the first Housamo characters most people get to see. He's kind of like the default way to go to, in a way. He's how do I describe this? I don't really know how to describe Moritaka. He's kind of a plain character personality-wise. He is part of the Japanese mythology of the Hakenshi. I'm not exactly an expert on it, but essentially it's something like there's 8 swordsmen of some kind with their own related story. They're like blood. They're not blood brothers, but they're like soul brothers of some kind. Soul siblings, I guess. And they're like masterless samurai or ronin or something, and they do a thing. And that's the mythology they're based off of. But because all of them have like Inu in their name, which is like dog in Japanese, LifeWonders decided to make all the Hakenshi into dogs. Moritaka is okay character-wise. If you like vanilla ice cream, then you like Moritaka. Not bad, but nice, yeah. So personality-wise, as you can see, we can't say too much about him. But you know, he's popular because that's what popular things are. Not offensive, just nice. Not venturing into anything adventurous, but just so that they'll have mass appeal. His talking style is nice to read at any time, honestly. Yeah, Moritaka kind of has like a Japanese inflection, I'm pretty sure, in terms of how he speaks. So he would speak like this, or something like that. Y'all. The shot character is leaked. Oh my gosh, leaked! He's not free. You can get him with a golden ticket exchange if you want. He is actually my favorite character, which you might be able to see if you look around my channel. You might see some leaked content here and there, and how I often use him, and how he's even featured in some of my end cards and all that. But yeah, leaked. How did I can't was like, who's another shot range? Who's glasses? Like, it's leaked, obviously. Oh my gosh, pen boy. Like, even if I understand some of the characters you're saying, keep in mind you might be, you know, confusing the chat here with the non-English. So keep it in DMs if you're trying to say something specific to someone. Yeah, he is adorable. I love him. And I will say his personality is absolutely great. I don't mean that I'm like, he has a lovely personality. No, I mean like he has a role in the main story, which is nice, and it's pretty interesting too, and also like sweet if you actually get to see it. You'll see him first in chapter 8, I believe. Not 8, chapter 6, and from there he's also in a number of events too. So yeah, his personality outside of events is also a complete riot because he has a group of friends, and I would say they have like the best friendship ever. That's actually just the most relatable in terms of shit posting with each other. They're great. Very nice landing choice. And his 5-star recently received an evolution, which essentially is just like an upgrade for their kit that actually made them quite decent if you know how to play with them. So if you want to exchange them in the golden ticket exchange, that's also a choice too. Moritaka is okay, but if you want a vanilla with a bit of spice, there's Shino. No spoilers about Shino, by the way. When are we gonna get a leaked solo challenge quest? I totally solo leaked all the time, if you know what I mean. Oh no, another leaked set. Oh yes, another leaked set. My eyes are just glowing with that red light meme right now. Yeah, yes, get confused, lol. OMG, there's a panther that sounds like Dio. Oh, that is because that is Dio. This game actually does hire famous voice actors. That one is Dio's voice actor. It says Catlipoca. He appears in chapter... first appears in chapter 9 briefly, but his primary chapter is in chapter 10. We don't talk about Shino, no. That was a good song, but I can never get the singing notes right whenever I say it. I have an online friend who speaks Chinese. They told me how to say lovely in Chinese. Really interesting. The meme is laser eyes, exactly. That's me right now whenever I hear leak reference. Tezcatlipoca is also a very popular choice too. Although he's more controversial for different reasons as well. But I would say the controversy isn't too bad. The other controversies was liking characters in the game, but they're just really silly. It's just this game kind of has a stance of really appealing to pretty much most tastes, and some people actually are not fine with some tastes. Like for example, some people are like, what's it called? Like involved in slavery or what's called human trafficking and stuff like that, and then people still like them because they're hot or some shit like that. But obviously some people have problems with that. But it's like, hey, you know, like whatever you like in the end. Or at least type, yeah.
So, 準備は大丈夫かい後輩合体だ I have contact 合体だ
But yeah, if you end up liking Leaked, you will be very satisfied with the content in this game in terms of his exposure. Moritaka, if you like Moritaka, you should check out the company's YouTube page. There's a lot of promotion when it comes to Moritaka there, including some. He's kind of like their mascot, pseudo mascot, anyways. And they even have like a mascot costume they use in one of their advertisement things, which is really cute. So if you like Moritaka, you can check their YouTube channel. If you like Leak, you'll be satisfied with the story and the events. And if you like Tezcatlipoca, he'll be later in the story as well. And there's plenty of art of him as well. Oh yeah, and he also has a plushie, which you can purchase. It's quite cute. It's not cheap though. So yeah, very popular choices that you've picked. Let's see. Point of view. You got kidnapped, but the kidnapper is kind of hot. That's the boogeyman experience right there. Oh, boogeyman, please kidnap me. For a bunch of guys, they sure look like the Dami Mummy unit. I'm not sure how to react to that. For a second, it took me a minute to understand what you were going on about, but when you said they were hot, it immediately clicked me who... I don't know what to think of myself after that. Yeah. There's only like one person who's involved with that, so yeah. That kind of makes me want to get kidnapped, but no. I mean, everyone wants to be kidnapped by boogeyman. No, Jonathan, no spoilers. I mean, it's not a spoiler technically for most of us here, but like for Dark Spots here, you know, that's not giving too many hints about the story that's gonna happen. I got my first high rarity. It's a yellow character, Ether. I see. Any other descriptions about them? Like their weapon type and what they are, human, dragon, something like that. There's a few Ether type units. If you pulled in the current banner, you may have pulled Anvari. Not Pikachu. The weapon is Fist. 5-star Ether type. 5-star Ether type? Fist? Blow range? Do we even have anyone like that? We have very few 5-star blow range units, so I'm like, who the fuck? People in the future be like, you have a nice sounding voice. Can I steal it? If you say it's 5-star, oh, I see. So it might be 4-star. I see. Jacob is world type. So they might be 4-star. Sorry, that's my misunderstanding when they said their first high rarity. If it's 4-star, there's plenty of blow rangings. You might have gotten Pollux, who has red hair and is human. You may have also gotten... that was my only example. Yeah, Jacob is Eastern and 3-star, but he said he got a higher rarity, so it can't be him. Sometimes they're usually, well, half the time their names are translated if you look at their profile. If you know how to navigate towards them. If you don't, then, you know, this guessing game is kind of fun. You can give us more hints and maybe we can figure out from there. Plus, the border on 4 is yellow. I don't think he'll be mistaken because he's already declared, you know, the correct color type before, like purple was leaked. I'm disappointed, Zoe. Hand over your Jacob fan club permit. You heard the man. The authority has spoken. First losing your #1 fan rights, now losing your Jacob fan rights. Let's bully Zoe until he loses all his rights. Bully the fake Stan. Jacob is a human with blonde hair that is blind and is a boxer. They have a 5-star rarity world type blow range card, but I don't think we don't think you pulled him because he's world type, which is brown, and you said yellow, so it's probably going to be Ether type. So I'm guessing you pulled Pollux. If you could give more hints of who you pulled, but I'm sure you're still pulling more, so maybe it's not significant. Did you know that the most common word in English is the and the most common words in Japanese is no? The first part isn't really interesting, but the second part somewhat is interesting since I don't know much about Japanese language. No being the qualifier for property, which is like completely different from the and and. But in Japanese, they don't have what's called, or they don't really use qualifiers like the or a, stuff like that. One more slip up and we're taking off that Goemon badge now. That's harsh. The sanctions are on. Step back, Putin. We're putting even more harsher sanctions on Joe. Blonde guy who is a boxing priest. He's blind. Jacob is my third favorite husband. He's about to become a widower. This is the Zhou cancellation stream. By the way, Zhou, is your name pronounced Zhou or Joe or Zo? I'm like kind of switching between them rapidly. Zo as in zero or Joe as in like Jacob or Zhou as in measure? That doesn't help, Joe. What is ZH supposed to mean? He's about to be. Oh, I read that. Joe is over party. Oh, thank God. The world is saved. Is anyone interested in helping me make a new language to unite all fluffy boys in the world or something? I don't know. Making a new language isn't trivial, and like, if you try to unite a language with one language, it's just gonna make one more language that everyone has to learn, as is with all programming. Jacob? Oh, it's with a J. Okay, I see. Alright, so I was pronouncing it right the first time. Jo. Like Jurong then. So it's exactly Jurong. Jurong, so cute. But yeah, thank God Joe is over. Just kidding. I know. You can't like Jacob. We took your permit. That's not what he meant, but I mean, I agree. Permit revoked. That was a really gross laugh I did. I'm being too casual about things right now. Anyway, let's continue. But like, imagine if it was comprehensible. Combine all of the words for hi and hello in world. I can imagine it. There's this mythology of the Tower of Babel. If you know, the word Babel actually derives from Babel, I think. Either that or in reverse, but essentially, it's probably, you know, the first one. The Tower of Babel is a story of how, what's it called? Humanity at one point actually tried to unite together to build a tower towards the heavens and, like, I guess, overcome God or something. Or at least, you know, overcome the final frontier. And what happened was God didn't like that. The monotheistic God of the Hebrew religion, and so he actually made everyone speak into different languages so they could no longer communicate and coordinate to build that tower. And that is the story of the Tower of Babel, and where the word Babel, as in, you know, speaking things you can't really understand, come from. I'll never lose my husband permit. I gave him my seat. Once unseated, can't unseat. I've got, I think, a high rarity female. Oh, that's rare. The females are like this few in this game, so there's only a few choices it could be, but still, that's still not enough to go off of who it could be. I would say oof. Maybe they like females. You know, everyone has different tastes. Bisexuality is still a thing. Pansexuality is a thing too. Is that where Housamo is going? We were all united in Tokyo, but someone said no. Maybe. I mean, the Tower of Babel in this game seems to have some sort of importance. It's still ambiguous as to what it is, though. Let's see. Interesting, but I still find making Well, good luck with that. The language is made up of people who willingly learn it, so that's the harder part, not making the language. Looks cute, too. It's a sword character. I do like female characters. Sweet. If it's a female character that uses a sword, it might be Ellie. It might also not be female, and could be Tanatomo, which is actually male, even though they look female. Just kidding, that's gonna take a long time. Yep, pretty much. Oh yeah, Suzuka also has a sword. Yeah, she's pretty. Ether type. She slash. Wait, it just clicked with me that you're not just looking at the wiki anymore, you actually already downloaded the game or trying it. I don't know why that took so long for me to register. Wow, you actually downloaded it already. Nice. Tanatomo is shot in his high rarity. Yeah. Ellie, sweet. Yeah, she's you know, as one of the few girl characters, she's like popular with a certain group of people. Even if they may have some controversial aspects to them, but you know, you like what you like, I guess. Or what I call the bait character. I mean, technically speaking, yes, because Tanatomo does dress like that, in fact, to deceive, so, but, you know. That's not something you're supposed to say, except behind closed doors. Also, Esperanto is a language that combines some European languages. And, well, languages utilities only defined by its adopters. If no, I don't think I've heard of Esperanto, so I doubt it has high adoptability. Wasn't the thing with Ellie interpreting it? I forgot. I don't know about that. They did show one weird thing, but it's like, I don't know. I don't care either way. Since I don't care about Ellie much. Wasn't the thing with I feel ready with that. I feel lucky. How do I increase the level of characters? Ah, that's the next aspect. Also Tanatomo. I'm living in your walls. To level characters, there are two different ways, but for now I'll just describe the way that is probably easiest for you right now, and that is through boosts. Boosts are items that you get from completing certain quests like these dailies. It's also something you can get from events. We don't have an event going on right now. And you exchange them, and then you apply them into the units, and then they level up. If you see in the selection screen from the prompt of teams slash build or whatever it's called, you'll see one of the options is to level up your unit. The setup should be intuitive from there. The other way is to level them up in battle. You can level them up to like level 10 fairly easily, even with those level quests you're doing right now. But later on, they're pretty much trivial EXP, except for one type of quest, which is the dungeon quest. But you're probably not strong enough to do the dungeon quest right now. I mean, you might be with the right support, but you still need support, which is a whole different problem. Anyway, I might be confusing you with a bunch of specific knowledge that you don't know. So for now, just boosts. You should be receiving a few already right now from the quests you're doing. I just think making new words is kind of fun. They can be. I make new words a lot too, and of course, the Japanese love to make new words out of puns all the time too. Since their word is very, you know, building block-like with their phonemes, individual syllabic characters. Uh-oh, I actually did like Ellie till you said that. Not like a fave, but I always thought she was cool, but now friendship point, FE means a flower, no, it means friendship points. It's a real job to make up new words. Yeah, it is. I mean, you know, it might even be popular to catch on to become a real word, as is possible nowadays with this age of communication. My support Goromon can help you. I'm also thirsty for FP. I might have wanted to use Goromon at one point, but then Irby ruined the meme for me. Irby ruined the meme! He shared with me a strategy that I was working on for one of the challenge quests. And then I was like, okay, never mind, I'm not doing this anymore since Irby did before me. Well, at the very least, Ellie's still pretty much the only one in the main story right now that cares about doing anything for the Kenshi. Trying to unite whatever that plot thread's about. It's a real job to make new words. I already heard that. See no evil indeed. Goemon is the character featured in Joe's profile picture. He is a tanuki. That is actually based off a different mythology, Shukaku, a Japanese sand demon thing. I don't know what the details of Shukaku are at all, but he is in fact role-playing as another Japanese legend of Goemon, the Great Thief, and that's kind of what the thing is, I guess. So they have a human form and a Tanuki form. Tanuki form would be Shukaku, and the human form would be, I guess, whenever he's channeling Goemon. But by default, he goes by Goemon, even though his base form is Shukaku. Zam, Irby stole your viewers and your man. Ouch. How dare you, Irby? Oh well. Irby's done a lot worse. I'll never forgive him. I'm kidding. I made a word that is used whenever you see something cute. Like saying I am sad cute. You know, I try to stick with a regular vocabulary too. Sometimes I say jokes that makes puns out of my friends' names, but I don't try to invent my own vocabulary otherwise. Oh, don't be like me and skip through the story. Well, chapter 12 and up. Yeah. The story is quite good. It does take a bit of time to build up, but it's certainly not like miserable to go through the beginning. It's still doable, definitely, but it definitely how do I describe this? You know what? Never mind. Ignore everything I said. I don't want to set your expectations. Just enjoy the story as it is. If you like it, you like it. If you don't, you don't. But I personally consider, I mentioned this several times before, as someone who is very anti-spoiler, just receiving impressions of something is also kind of spoiler because it sets your expectations and doesn't let you really have a natural surprise reaction when it does happen. Let's see. And I have to make a video about treatment. Nah, but then I would have to use treatment. That's the thing. I feel cuted when I look at doggy boys. And then dogs are okay. I mean, I like dogs a lot more than cats anyways. But it's like, I don't like use my free time to look at dogs or something. Chapter 12 plus isn't translated. Yep. That should be evident once he gets to that point, which is definitely not going to be within the stream. Gonna leave now. Hopefully tomorrow I'll be able to come to your stream tomorrow again. Okay, thank you for joining Denalanen. Hopefully I'm saying your name right. But yeah, it was a pleasure to talk with you and to, you know, officially thank you for your video on the coin dungeon. So I'll see you tomorrow then, if you decide to come. But if not, then take care and I'll see you whenever. Cutesy, I feel that's an actual word. Cutesy is already used. That's not really an invented word since people already use it. Yes, I'm not a big fan of spoilers. No spoilers, please. Oh, okay, Dark Spots gets it. Alright, you heard the man. No spoilers. I'm gonna shoot anyone down who does anything spoiler-based. But and that includes, like, giving too much away of how much, you know, you think the story's cool or something. I will say the story will be worth it for me, personally. We'll see if it's worth it for you. But yeah, I don't think anyone is personally a fan of spoilers. Who goes, you know, on the internet is like, wow, I can't wait to be spoiled about everything. Actually, never mind. Some people are like that. Some people intentionally go out of their way to like look at, you know, the leaks and shit like that before an official presentation happens. I hate leakers so much. They're just like, if you know something's gonna be presented ahead of time, and then you're just gonna take all the presentation hype away for something that's gonna be presented next, just so you can say I did it first, with it like zero effort in presentation. Like fuck that. It's like, just let them present it. It's supposed to be like an event, you know, learning about new things about your favorite video game or something, and then you're just gonna present it in this crappy way in 4chan with like screenshots in dash point form. It's like, well, what are you trying to achieve? Like, complete scumbag race, or god. Cute Sikushi. Yeah, he's kind of cute. In chapter 8, this one character, I'm gonna shoot you. OMG, I can't believe chapter 160. Okay, you guys suck. Yo, Noi. Welcome.
I have a con-
We are proceeding with a coin stream right now. I'm not sure if you played this game, but I've been discussing with Darkspots, who's brand new apparently, since he's been sneaking around and just wanted to see what it's like, what the game's about. But maybe you already know about the game, so I won't assume. Right now I'm just continuing the coin grind, as you can see. This should go on for another 30 minutes and then it'll stop, because 3 hours is definitely a good amount to ration for this. But I'll be continuing the stream again tomorrow. The one game you can't spoil is Kingdom Hearts with its nonsense. Yeah, it's just like, in a sense, you should be thanking the person who spoils you for it, so that you don't waste your time trying to continue the Kingdom Hearts series to get a fulfilling story conclusion. Spoiler: Team Delos ate Doritos before breakfast. Spoiler! Nah, I'm kidding. I'm sure he seems like a, despite being like a gamer, he seems like he's the type who eats healthy, because, you know, he does a, I don't know, his art is being about a gamer, but he seems to also be like, in his profile, he seems to do like an exercise related regime for his streams. I don't really understand his deal, but, you know, he's in a chapter that's not changing, so I'll just have to see. I predict that it will not rain today. Very interesting poetry you got going there. I don't know what to say about that. Spoiler alert, the dog characters are cute. Well, now they won't be as cute when I find them. I can't believe you ruined the experience from each other. Now I'll never experience maximum cuteness. Healthy gamer boy. Tinlos is very physically fit. That's the best I can say. Alright. I'm pretty sure I did read in his profile that it was something related to health, but I don't know, he could go either or. I would like to either way. Nice and Senku! Spoilers, every character breathes oxygen. Actually, that's categorically false. Some people are like alien species, like, you know, Kasuga and Tsagawa, so like they can get away without breathing oxygen. Well, if you mean like breathing without necessarily needing it, I guess that's still true. I'll save the ticket like you said. Thank you, I will now sub. Hey, thank you for the sub. Much appreciated. Oh no, I'm so sorry. Jer Bear, you better apologize. The only form of apology I'll accept is by getting on your knees and cutting your stomach open. So, yeah. Oh, heading out now, Dark Spots? Thank you for bringing us some company tonight with... I'm saying tonight, it's like evening right now. Thank you for the company. It was fun reviewing the game. Even though it's like, obviously we were trying to help you, it's also just fun talking about the game in kind of a retrospective like this with, you know, where people should be starting, what people should, you know, be trying, and just trying to naturally experience the game in your own way. But yeah, it's been a ride talking with you, Darkspots. I'll see you around if and whenever you decide to join again. Look forward to tomorrow. Peace. Actually, I don't want to breathe oxygen. Not the best choice to reject that. Nice. Good night. I'm not a sub, I'm a hoagie. Well, I accept both equally fine. Good night, Darkspots. 5-5, sleep well. Someone's going full narrator here. Actually, never mind. I just realized the hoagie is a sandwich. I am not a big fan of sandwiches. Like, Subway sandwiches can be okay. But that's because they like have effort put into their, you know, the oil they put, the bread they make, and the ingredients are fresh enough. But like when I'm talking like home sandwiches that you make with sliced bread and then you put in like, you know, cold cuts and lettuce, those are disgusting to me. I hate them. Most other types of sandwiches are fine for me though, like hamburgers. Yes, hamburgers are sandwiches. I dislike hot dogs though, but I like sausages. And I'm a fan of melts and you know, like that one Reddit book says. And those grilled cheese sandwiches. So those are fine. But I just don't have good experiences when it comes to, you know, going out to school and then, you know, you see in your lunch pack is some disgusting, like, dry-ass, like, sandwich with where the bread and the lettuce make perfect harmony to be the most bland thing you've ever tasted. Hoagies are like the Subway sandwiches, so it's fine. Oh, okay, I guess that's fine. Of course, you like sausage. Look at the game you're playing. Yeah, I only like hamburgers. Hamburgers are, like, they can be good. I like hamburgers too, but I don't go out of my way to buy them. Because it's like, why would I do that when I can get sushi or, like, Korean food or pho or something like that instead? Well, you know, I could have said that joke, Chair Bear, but that was low-hanging fruit, so it's like, genuinely, I do love sausages, the meat product. Very, nicely made, kind of a prepared meat. Lots of spices and all that. If you never had peanut butter and marshmallow fluffs sandwich, get one. I've had s'mores before. I don't think I care about actually having that with actual bread, though. S'mores are like with crackers, so I'm finding that from it. I have a whole on-my story in my head. Don't we all every day? Gotta take a nap now. Bye-bye, Ara and everyone. Jello, thank you for joining, and thank you for the friend request. I am glad to accept you. You better use my supports. Oh, what? Who said that? Anyways, see you around, and have a good day. Hamburger helper. Nah. I prefer instant pizzas. TBH, sausage is greater than bacon. Yes. Bacon's kind of overhyped. I know there's this whole thing for meatitarians and, like, self-proclaimed carnivores where they love having bacon with everything. It's like, have you ever tried bacon? Like, half the time it's, like, overcooked, and the other half it's just usually too little meat to enjoy. And then it's like, you know, the only condiment you can really put on it is, like, ketchup, and I really dislike ketchup. So just enjoying it plain is, like, it's okay, I guess. It's tasty enough, but it doesn't really complement well with other things that well as a result. And I'm not a fan of sunny side either, and that's usually what it's paired with, if not some condiment. But there's so much diversity in sausages in terms of the way you can prepare it, the kind of condiments you can use, what other sides you have with it, stuff like that. Yeah, bacon's far more limited, very low tier, appealing to the bottom kind of market there. I have to go to the store. Be right back in 10 minutes. Ooh, okay. Oh, I'm counting because what's called, if you take longer, I just might hop off. I'm gonna be hopping on stream in like 20-ish minutes, so keep that in mind. Later, Joel. Take care. Indeed. Pizza is technically a sandwich in some places. Pizza pockets are sandwiches as long as there's like two kinds of breads surrounding it. Then yeah. I mean, ultimately they serve the same purpose of being like a portable kind of set of food with like being propped up by bread so that you don't directly touch the food. Generally, I do like sausages. Hello, we are Mojo Top 10, and today we are going to be covering the top 10 out of context modes and all of YouTube 2022. Out of context can make anything sound weird. It's kind of scary. Once you reach a certain point, out of context can stop being funny, because if it's like, well, that's so much media nowadays. Can you even call like TikToks and these YouTube shorts contextual, since you're just going in 10 seconds there to a vastly different topic? Like, everything's not contextual nowadays. It's just, it's lost its, you know, value in itself. Not like pizza as the pie. Pizza pie. Pies would be considered sandwiches in some forms because it's like it's surrounded by an encrustment of bread, but it wouldn't be considered a sandwich in the sense of, you know, the crust itself isn't actually solid until it's cooked, isn't it? So it's like it's something that only has to be like cooked to be like to retain its container. Whereas like sandwiches, it's like the bread themselves are just like they're already fine as is. Anyways, we might be getting into a bit too deep into the nitty gritty of the science of sandwiches, so let's leave it at that. Out of context word, girl clips, and so on appear on my timeline. The things that appear on my YouTube shorts suggestions is a mix of like science-related shorts to you know, school memes of like someone, and when the quiet kid speaks up and takes a gun. I don't know why I keep getting recommendations of that. And I don't know, it's various like widely popular memes. I thought it'd be like more personally curated, but it seems like I mean it's attracted my attention just fine. I guess that's just the magic of shorts. It's like it's too short for you to be like, wait a second, this doesn't directly relate to my interests. Consume lemon. I would suggest against that. I like my ketchup cold, but my mustard room temperature. That is so oddly specific, and I'm gonna pretend I didn't read that. Anyways, got to go. I'll grind more later. I want to send you a friend request and host no later though. Oh, that's a good thing to do, because like definitely. I have one slot left, and you're definitely someone I recognize enough that I'd be more than happy to accept you. With that said, if you don't see me randomly listed in your friend matcher, which I doubt you would find me, just join the Discord server, and then I'll let you know my friend code from there, or you could drop off your own friend code in the DM or something like that. But yeah, thank you for joining all this time. We're fast approaching it anyways, but it was a pleasure to have you all this time. See you around, J-Bear. Until the next singing majig, I see you, man. Bye-bye. Word Girl is threatening the villains to not ruin her marathon was probably the funniest one tossed my way. I don't think I've seen Word Girl yet. Yeah, I need to see more shorts. I wish to make a video game or anime. I don't wish, do. I'm in the server anyways, and wiki server anyway. What am I saying? Well, obviously you are. We just talked about your OC and various things. I've talked to you a few times. Being dumb. Anyways, see ya, Jerbear. Bye-bye. What do you mean bye? Are you going, Prisma? I'm not going. I was just saying goodbye to Jerbear, but I am hopping off soon-ish. Maybe like 12 minutes. But no, don't say bye to me prematurely. Unless you're heading off, in which case, bye, Prisma. But you gotta confirm it. There are only like 35 big numbers, 37 characters, it's fine. 37 characters, what? I don't know what you're talking about. A legend where the gods are all just personified human emotions. Hold on, I don't even know what personified means. Oh, you mean personified human emotions about? There's a lot of them. Yeah, there's a few of them, yeah. For the few that are still tuned in and are regulars to my streams, or semi-regulars, consider joining as a channel member for usage of emojis. Yes, this is weird self-promotion randomly, but I'm just like, I got right off topics to talk about, and like, you know, it's like, I feel like I should mention them more often. Shouldn't be shy about it. If I get one more, then I can actually start adding more emojis than just the current 4.
室だと笑いが止まらんぜ。さあ次はどこで稼ぎまくるんだ。準備は大丈夫かい？後輩合体だ。
Yo, wow, welcome back. I totally wasn't shamelessly self-promoting my channel memberships just a second ago. It's fine. I don't know, I just want to add more emojis, even though no one uses them. Well, Prisma uses them sometimes. AKA the only person who can use them. I would, but I have no money. What's that say?
I have a contract.
Unless I steal. Yeah, please do not steal. Definitely, I'm not what's called gonna be. Your content won't change based on, like, if you're a member or not. It's just,
I have got tied up.
But my mom might have no money either, so yeah, it's tough. It's always tough.
Got tied up. Got tied up.
Well, for those that can. For those that can't, it's fine. But for those that can, it'd be greatly appreciated because, I mean, like, what's it called? I've upgraded my setup many times for Housama's sake, and well, that's not fair. I just need a computer upgrade and show up. But seriously, it must have amounted to like all these upgrades in total between, a new monitor, new computer, better mic, things like that. Like over 1,000 at least in total. So I'd like to make up on that somehow. I mean, that said, no regrets either way because I absolutely love this game and I love streaming it. It's fun. If I wasn't streaming this, then I would just have less coin because I wouldn't be grinding that. But for those that can. Lucky LifeWonders knows New Zealand money. I could ask for money, but how does digital money? Oh, no. It would be a very peculiar thing to request, so, probably only better if you can join as a channel member if you are actually paying out of your own pocket. So, again, only if you got the generosity in your heart and you're like, why not? This is me, like, shilling hard just so I could add, like, 4 more emojis. I love emojis, what can I say? Using 200 yen equals 235 in New Zealand. I'm not sure what it would be. Peso? Rupees? Dollars? Probably just dollars. Only if you actually can pay out of your own pocket. But yeah, any sport would be nice. How many types of teams are there to raise money? Teams? Is this like a lead up to a joke or something? Because I don't know. That's how New Zealand money is. I mean, the translation is what it is in terms of generally everything should be equal. But for some reason, sometimes, as I mentioned, I'm going to be taking a trip in May. For some reason, some things are just like cheaper to like. You can make a profit buying something here and then bringing it there, and then selling it there, even though things should be the same price everywhere. So theoretically, you could exploit that. I hope that those who have joined me today have decided to use their time wisely in not just watching me and joining chat, but there's lots of things you could be doing simultaneously, like coin grinding. So for those who have joined to actually coin grind with me, I'm sure you've made the pretty pudding. Good job on all the work you've done so far. And for those who are like watching some other YouTube stuff or your favorite show or reading Reddit or Discord or something like that, yeah, good on you. But make sure you are engaged in something else, because I do need my moments to catch my breath every now and then.
I have control 合体だ合体だ合体だ
For the value of money to be equivalent to its actual value, there could have been 100 times more pennies than single dollars, and 100 single dollars more than dollars, and so on. I'm not sure how that system would work, but it just sounds like there's half an idea there. I hate it when you screenshot and it fails and you just have to do it again. Oh god, I hate that so much. There was a time when I actually tried to capture Housamo backgrounds for my thumbnails and all that, because it's like, you know, that's just one of the ways you can get them. I don't know how to dynamine, so I can't get the most current backgrounds unless I ask someone or know a guy, which I don't in this case for that. But like, taking a screenshot in story is also what I do. But the thing is, sometimes they never, like, the only times you can take a picture is like in a brief period of time they like show it before a character fades in. And it's always tricky to capture those things. Sometimes also I'm trying to like capture a damage value output. Oh, oops, that thing is showing up there. Sometimes I'm also trying to show like the damage output based on like after me doing a bunch of damage stacking and then like seeing the damage on a single target. And then I keep on missing the timing for that, so I take a picture of after it's done or before it's done.
I have control.
Something about stacks and how if there's less of something it costs more, if there's more of something it costs less. Oh, the law of supply and demand. Although I don't think it directly applies to the cache itself, but... Two minutes till 11 AM on my time. 2 minutes until the end of the stream as well. We are fast approaching the 3-hour mark. It has been relatively painless. Damn, I am so in love with Kurugane right now that Nomi would actually have to watch his back, because without Kurugane this would be so much more miserable and I would feel so much tired. But because Kurugane exists, I'm just like pressing his face for like 3 hours in a row and just talking about literally nothing all this time. Yeah. Every day I pray to Kurugane. Every day I get on my knees and stick my tongue out in a favor to Kurugane. 11 AM. Wow, you're up early. That would mean that you must have started at around thingy-mabob. That's not a time. Around 8 AM. Well, then again, I don't remember you joining in the beginning of the stream, but maybe I'm forgetting. It's been a while. Let's see. This will be most likely the last bell, if not this one, then the next one. And then from there we shall review our earnings. If not, it could cause inflation, and inflation always happens as more and more people need to get paid. Is that why inflation happens? Honestly, I'm not the best in terms of like economics. I don't really understand how inflation works. I got on 6 a.m. my time. God damn, how were you even awake at that time? It's not like they even schedule this. I guess you're just an early bird in general. Cannot relate. I pretty much sleep at like 2 a.m. or 3 a.m. every day. And then wake up at like 10 a.m. or some shit like that. $29 million was your new record, but what is it this time? I don't think I made 29 million last time. I'm pretty sure I made only like 24-ish million. But yeah, consistently, I don't think it's gonna vary because I'm doing the same thing either way. There's almost zero variance in terms of like this. The only variance that will happen is if I misclick the wrong menu thing. Alright, it is now 6:01 p.m. on my time. Let us review our earnings. This is going to be it for the grinding section. Now we will do a very brief review section of our total. So, I completely forgot how much coin we began with, maybe 24 million, but now we have 48 million. So it pretty much doubled, yeah, just as I predicted. And we have 35 majors left. The sound drink should be remaining the same as 90, since I didn't use any. Yeah, it was a good session, but I feel like after 4 sessions I have a lot more than this in my stash. Tomorrow I'll be grinding again, as well as next weekend most likely, so altogether I probably still won't even have 100 million at the end of this, sadly. But yeah, that is it. 48 million, new record. That's not a record for me at all. For this stream, or this set right now, yeah, it's kind of around my highest right now, but the highest I've ever had was like maybe like around 150 million. I spend a lot on seeds. Anyway, thanks for the stream, Marathon. No, my pleasure, and thank you for joining me, Jonathan, Law, Panda Boy, Xenu, everyone else, all the later strugglers. Hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day, and I will see those who decide to join me tomorrow. But until then, take care, everyone, and have some good rest. And Penny Boy, I will not read that, but yeah. Talk to you later. Peace. Bye-bye.